Chapter 2803. What do you want? Huamin sent a message to Hui Yinyan. I just want to see you. I have something to tell you in person. I'm at the entrance of your hospital. Good. Come up. Huamin suppressed the anger in his heart and finally agreed to see Hui Yinyan. Instead of meeting her in the office, Huamin chose to meet her in a sparsely populated pavilion behind the hospital. Tell me, what do you want? Huamin crossed his arms in front of his chest. Wearing a white lab coat and a pair of black-rimmed glasses, he looked very distant. She knew that she and Hui Yinyan could no longer maintain their previous relationship. She didn't know when it started. Maybe it was after Hui Si died. Maybe it was after she found out that she was the one who came between Shen Mingxi and Wei Ying's marriage. Or maybe it was after her child was kidnapped by Hui Siqian, and she put on a pitiful act to force Wen Mian to save him. Mian, I'm sorry. Please forgive me for using such an extreme method to meet you. But I know that if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have been able to see you, Hui Yinyan said pitifully. If I stab you and then tell you that I'm sorry, will you accept it? Hui Mian asked. Hui Yinyan, so, don't apologize to me. After you chose to meet me in this way, you don't even have the right to apologize. Huamin looked coldly at Hui Yinyan. Mian, the truth is I have my own difficulties. Okay, if you want to put on an act, stop it. I don't have time to watch. After all, no matter how good you are at acting, you can't fool me. Tell me what you want. Huamin waved his hand and interrupted Hui Yinyan before she could finish her sentence. Having grown up with Hui Yinyan, Huamin knew better than anyone else what kind of person she was. How should he put it? Hui Yinyan wasn't a bad person, but she had been deeply influenced by her mother all these years, so she couldn't be a kind person anymore. Because every time she faced a choice in her heart, the path she chose in the end was wrong. In the end, it caused him to walk further and further down the road of courting death. Okay, since you're so stubborn, I won't beat around the bush. Mian, please show mercy to my mother. Haha, why should I? Huamin sneered. You know He Yongjun is the mastermind. He's dead. My mom is just an accomplice. Without your mother, would He Yongjun have kidnapped my daughter? Are you kidding me? Huamin was so angry that his heart trembled when he thought of this. But He Yongjun did all the despicable things. He was beaten to death by Qin Shu. Hui Yinyan, I'm warning you. You can eat whatever you want, but you can't say whatever you want. You weren't there at the time, so don't spread rumors. He Yongjun killed himself because he attacked my husband. My husband was defending himself, so don't say that he was beaten to death by my husband. That's obviously out of context. Huamin was furious. Okay, let's not talk about this for now. My mother is old. If she's sentenced to life or decades, then her life is over. No matter who it is, they have to be tried for violating the law. It's useless to talk to me. You should go beg the judge. No, I know. You're very powerful now, and you can find a way to get my mother off the hook. Mian, if you're willing to let her go, then I promise I'll let her leave the country and never come back. She'll never appear in front of you again, okay? Hui Yinyan tried to move Huamin and soften his heart. Chapter 2804. That's impossible. Don't waste your time. Don't you care about our friendship at all? There's no friendship between us. The only time I owe you is when you saved my daughter. Don't forget who helped you get her back from Wasiqian. I know. What I mean is, after all, our surnames are ha-ha-ha. It's useless to play the emotional card with me. Huamin sneered as he watched Wen Yin try her best to convince him. Mian, don't force me, whoa. You sound like you have something else up your sleeve. Huamin glared at Hui Yinyan. Mian, you know that I don't want to do anything to harm you. What? Did Shen Mingxi reject you? So you're at your wit's end and came to me. Huamin could tell that Hui Yinyan was at her wit's end. She had made things very clear last time. If she had any sense of shame, she wouldn't have come to him again. Mian, did you see the video just now? Hui Yinyan changed the topic. I did. So what? I have two more. They're about you and Wei Dong. What a joke. There's nothing between me and Wei Dong. Will Qin Shu believe you? Hui Yinyan laughed. What do you mean? Are you threatening me? Huamin stopped smiling and looked at Hui Yinyan calmly. I don't know what's going on between you and Wei Dong, but from these 3 videos, I can tell that you've done a lot for him. Mian, I don't want to get involved in your personal affairs. I have no other choice. Qin Shu and Su Yu both want my mom dead. They love you dearly and will do anything for you if you say the word. I'm not as lucky as you. Shen Mingxi won't offend the rich and powerful because of me, so I had to do this. If Qin Shu sees these videos, the consequences will be very interesting. So, Huamin looked at Hui Yinyan and asked, "So, why don't you agree to my request? I'm not asking you to let my mom go. I'm only asking you to ask the judge to give her a lighter sentence and let her stay in prison for 3 to 5 years. After that, I'll send her abroad. Isn't that a good thing? She'll be punished and still be alive. It's a good thing for both of us." "Yeah, that's a good idea." Huamin lowered his head and thought about it. "So do you agree?" Hui Yinyan was happy to hear Huamin's words. She thought that Huamin had agreed, so she was happy. "But your mom's crimes are too horrible. How can 3 to 5 years be enough? I think an evil woman like her should stay in prison for the rest of her life." "You?" Hearing Huamin's words, Hui Yinyan's expression changed again. "I used to think that you're the smarter one among the three of you. But now I realize that you don't have a high EQ. Haha, if I were you, I'd live a quiet life with Shen Mingxi and have kids." "You wouldn't do something like this," Huamin warned. "That's because she's not your mom. That's why you're being sarcastic." "Well," Yinyan yelled at Huamin emotionally. "You're wrong. If she were my mom, I wouldn't forgive her if she did something that goes against her morals and conscience. In this world, everyone has to be responsible for their own actions. You make it sound so righteous." "Haha, I don't like how hypocritical you are," Huinyan rebuked Huamin. "You know, if you didn't come to me today, I would have asked the judge to sentence her to life imprisonment and let her repent for the rest of her life. But now I've changed my mind," Huamin said. "What do you want?" Hui Yinyan had a bad feeling. She didn't know what Huamin could do. Chapter 28:05. "Shenjiani, she's dead meat," Huamin said word by word. Hui Yinyan's expression changed drastically when she heard this. "Huamin, Huamin, hate being threatened the most. Hui Yinyan, don't think that I don't know that you bribe Han Su. If you don't want people to know, don't do it in the first place. Your little tricks are nothing to me. Do you think my husband will believe that little video of yours?" "Ha!" Then, Huamin turned around and walked away. After a few steps, she turned around and emphasized, "So, even if your mom dies, you're indirectly responsible for it. Just wait for her to die." Hui Yinyan's face was as white as a sheet. "Huamin, you're such a vicious woman." Hui Yinyan leaned against the wall of the hospital corridor, exhausted. She thought that Huamin was afraid that the video would affect her relationship with Qin Shu, so she would let her off the hook no matter what. She didn't think that it would backfire. The feeling in her heart was indescribable. When she returned to her office, Mr. Qin happened to send her a video call. "Hello, Mr. Qin. What are you doing?" Qin Shu sat in his office and asked gently. "I just came back from negotiating with that bitch." "Hui Yinyan," Qin Shu guessed. "Do you have to be so smart?" Huamin was impressed. "She begged you for mercy?" Qin Shu asked. "Yeah, but it wasn't really a plea. She threatened me." Then Huamin told him about how Huinyan held the video and how she helped Wei Dong out that day. "So this time, I'm really angry. Shinjiani has to die. She's a disaster." "You're finally enlightened." Qin Shu chuckled in a low voice. "Honey, am I being vicious? After all, I'm pregnant with our second child. Shouldn't I do some good for the baby?" Huamin reached out and touched his belly. "Of course not. People like Shenjiani are a threat. She only has hatred in her eyes. Not only that, but she also ruined Hui Yinyan and Huasi's lives. You're doing the right thing. Even if you agree to let her go, I won't. Don't forget how much our daughter suffered." Huamian nodded. She remembered how the twins told her about their kidnapping. When Pudding said that Little Bean's head was bleeding, tears welled up in Huamian's eyes. Qin Shu also felt as if someone was squeezing his heart. Mercy for your enemies was cruelty to yourself. A woman without conscience like Shenjiani was definitely not worthy of anyone's sympathy. "But, Huamian, I have to warn you about something." Mr. Qin changed the topic. "Go ahead, Mr. Qin." Huamin pursed his lips and smiled. "Can you stop hanging out with Wei Dong from now on?" "Whoa, Is someone jealous? I'm not jealous. I just think that his IQ is too low. If you hang out with him too much, it'll affect your IQ, Mr. Cheen said in a righteous tone. Humin, okay, you win. That's a perfect excuse. Humin smiled. Have you eaten? Yes. Humin nodded obediently. Remember to eat more. Don't starve, Chin Chu reminded gently. You're not worried about me starving. You're worried about your kids, right? Humin rolled his eyes. Chapter 28:06. You make it sound like it's not your child. Mr. Cheen was speechless. Ha ha ha. Humin laughed heartily. By the way, don't tell anyone that you're pregnant. Don't tell mom and dad, either. Chin Chu suddenly remembered this. I know. You're afraid that Sayue's spy will tell Hua Xiqian and I'll have cash, right? Yes. Chin Chu nodded. You've been keeping Kai Wei around because you want her to give Hua Xiqian false information at a critical moment, right? Smart. That's my plan. Hua Xiqian and Yin Ruoshi's wedding is approaching. I have a feeling that this wedding is unusual. Chin Chu's expression was serious. Unusual in what way? I don't know. I have a feeling that something is going to happen. Anyway, it's very strange. Chin Chu's intuition had always been accurate. The battle between him and Hua Xiqian was imminent. Yin Ruoshi had been with Hua Xiqian for years and should have gotten married a long time ago. It shouldn't have dragged on until now. Therefore, Chin Chu had a feeling that this might be Hua Xiqian's scheme. He seemed to want to use the wedding to hide something. Honey, you have to be careful. Huamin also began to worry. I'll be fine, but you have to be careful. Hua Xiqian's target has always been you. Chin Chu reminded her. Yes, I will. I've sent more people to protect you secretly. You must be careful when you go to work. Don't worry. I have tranquilizer needles with me. I won't forget them. Huamin increasingly felt that as long as Hua Xiqian and Ian were alive, there would be no peace. Therefore, she began to carry tranquilizer needles with her. But she also knew that they were useless against those pitch-black pistols and even bombs. Every time this happened, she would be especially envious of Yin. She had superhuman combat strength and could solve everything by herself. Unlike her, who always had to be rescued, Hua Group headquarters boss, its Master Ian. Ah-Ching quietly came over with his phone. Upon hearing Ian's call, Hua Xiqian felt a headache coming on, but he still had to accept it. My lord, Hua Xiqian pretended to be very respectful. The date is almost here. Have you found the person I'm looking for? I'm still looking, Hua Xiqian replied in a low voice. Ha, I knew it. That's why I didn't count on you. I'll send my men to investigate later. As for you, Mr. Ian, please listen to me. I've been held up by something recently. I'm getting married. Oh, you're getting married? Ian looked a little surprised. Yes, I'm getting married to my girlfriend, so I've been busy with that matter. My lord, please give me a few days. After I get married, I'll do my best to investigate this matter. If I can't find anything by then, I'll be at your mercy. Does Nalo know you're getting married? Master Nalo doesn't know yet. Ha, that brother of mine loves you so much. If he knows you're getting married, how sad would he be? Ian laughed wildly. Beside the phone, Hua Xiqian suppressed his anger. His expression was very dark. Mr. Ian, please give me a few days. How many days do you want? Huh? 1 week. Give me 1 more week. I'll get it done for sure, Hua Xiqian vowed. Hua, is the woman you're getting married to your sister, Mian Mian? Ian suddenly asked. Chapter 28:07. No, that's not it. Hua Xiqian immediately denied it. For some reason, every time Ian mentioned Hua Mian's name, he would feel scared. That's strange. Don't you love that little sister of yours the most? Ian asked. I'm marrying the mayor's daughter, Hua Xiqian explained. Oh, so it's a combination of power. Not bad. It suits your personality. Ian praised. Does that mean you agree, sir? Sure, I'll give you 1 more week. In Ian's opinion, 1 more week wasn't a big deal. He didn't know that Hua Xiqian could do a lot of things in 1 week. Only he knew how long he had been waiting for this game of chess. Thank you for your generosity, sir. Hua Xiqian finally let out a sigh of relief. After hanging up, Hua Xiqian lowered his head and pondered in silence. Boss, about the wedding. Ah Ching asked carefully. Everything will go according to plan? Okay. Ah Ching nodded and turned to leave. GK headquarters. Every time Jixin saw this woman who looked so much like his sister, he felt disgusted. He knew that it was because she saved the twins that he made an exception and allowed her to come to work. She even replaced Assistant Yang's previous position, which made him very unhappy. Many people in the company spread rumors that Zhang Manlin was President Qin's confidant. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been given the important position of President Qin's assistant out of nowhere. Bella and Jixin both felt very uncomfortable, but there was nothing they could do. Hi, Director Jing. After work, Zhang Manlin greeted Jixin with a smile. However, Jixin didn't even look at her and walked past her, ignoring her existence. Zhang Manlin didn't feel embarrassed at all. Instead, she smiled. Then, she carried her newly bought MK handbag and walked in her high heels, swaying her but in a flirtatious manner. Not far away, the female employees whispered to each other. I really don't understand why President Qin likes this style. That's right. She even said that she looks like a young lady. I really don't know how. Look at her face. It's so unnatural. And her eyes are obviously seductive like a fox's. Also, when she walks, her butt is swaying. This kind of woman is obviously not easy to deal with. I think so too. I heard that Sister Bella and Director Jing hate her a lot. They never talk to her, but she's so shameless. She's always trying to be nice to them. Isn't it? Seriously, this kind of woman is really shameless. As a security guard, Zhang Bao had an indescribable feeling in his heart when he heard this. He wanted to protect Zhang Manlin, but at the same time, he felt that he shouldn't talk too much. After all, Zhang Manlin said that she didn't want others to know about their relationship. If she didn't say anything, she would feel uncomfortable listening to everyone bad-mouthing her. When Zhang Manlin walked out, Zhang Bao walked up to her and was about to say hello when he saw Zhang Manlin's murderous glare. He immediately backed away. For the convenience of going to work, Zhang Manlin didn't live in her old house. Instead, she moved to GK's female dorm. It was rare for her to get off work early today. She planned to buy some nice clothes so that she could wear them to work for President Qin. However, in a corner of shopping mall, Zhang Manlin was surrounded by people. Bitch Zhang, you're living a happy life now, aren't you? What's wrong? Does it feel good to betray your boss? The man's hand gripped Zhang Manlin's neck tightly. Brother Chung. Zhang Manlin immediately felt guilty when she saw Hua Xiqian's trusted subordinate, Chung. Chapter 2808. Don't call me that so intimately. I'm not your big brother Chung. I don't have a heartless sister like you. Ah Chung was very loyal to Hua Xiqian. We found out that Zhang Manlin went against Hua Xiqian's wishes and released the twins. Ah Chung immediately followed Hua Xiqian's lead. Ah Chung was furious when he learned that Hua Mian was trying to suck up to Qin Chu and even became Qin Chu's personal assistant. His first thought was that his boss was betrayed by that bitch Zhang Manlin. So, he had been looking for a chance to teach her a lesson. Big brother Chung, listen to me. Shut up. I'm asking you. Who picked you up from the poor mountains and did plastic surgery for you? I did plastic surgery for you. Don't forget what you looked like back then. Yes, I know. I can't forget what Big Brother Qian did for me, Zhang Manlin quickly explained. Shut up. Don't call him Big Brother Qian. You're insulting his character. How'd a bitch like you live until today? Does it feel good to betray your master for glory? Ah Ching grabbed Zhang Manlin's hair tightly and slapped her hard. Zhang Manlin's face immediately swelled up. Big Brother Chung, listen to me. I'm not betraying. Before Zhang Manlin could finish her sentence, she saw two men in black suits running over. They pulled Ah Ching away and punched him. Luckily, Ah Ching had some skills and dodged quickly. Then, he looked at the two men cautiously. Miss Zhang, are you okay? We were sent by President Qin to protect you in secret. The two bodyguards hurried over to help Zhang Manlin up. Zhang Manlin's face turned pale. She couldn't speak. I knew it. You said you didn't betray Big Brother. Just you wait, bitch Zhang. Ah Ching was furious. He pointed at Zhang Manlin and cursed before leaving. Well, Mansion, big brother, I'm telling the truth. That bitch Zhang really betrayed you. Plus, Qin Chu arranged bodyguards to protect her secretly. She's precious right now. Ah Chang said. Hua Xiqian just drank his tea quietly without saying a word. It seems like Qin Chu treats her differently. She originally looked like Miss Hua, and this time, she disobeyed your orders to save the twins and pretended to be a good person. So, she's going to have a meteoric rise. Qin Chu won't like her. The reason why he's treating her this way is probably because she saved his child, Hua Xiqian analyzed. Hua Xiqian also thought that Zhang Manlin saved the child, but he felt uncomfortable. His men had been waiting in Qinghe town for so long, but in the end, there was nothing. No matter what, it's a fact that she betrayed us. Boss, we can't let this woman live. Hua Xiqian remained silent. Boss, say something. Just say the word, and I'll tear her to shreds. Ah Ching said fiercely. Hua Xiqian smiled. Don't do that. It would be a pity to tear him into pieces. I've been working on this for 5 years. Boss, you mean, how can a woman who betrayed me die so easily? Hua Xiqian's lips curled up strangely. In a high-end club in Sea City, a group of rich second-generation heirs were drinking. Tang Chuan and Shun Mingxi were among them. Ah Chuan, long time no see. Let's have a drink. Shun Mingxi was at a rich second-generation heir's birthday party. He didn't expect to run into Tang Chuan here, so to avoid awkwardness, he took the initiative to greet him with a glass of wine. I heard that Hui Yinyan is contacting a lawyer. She's going to appeal for her mother. What do you think, Brother Shen? Tang Chuan smiled with a glass of wine in his hand. Chapter 2809. I won't interfere in Yinyan's affairs. Shin Mingxi expressed his opinion directly. Oh, didn't you say that you doted on Hua Yinyan a lot? You're even willing to fall out with your family for her? Tang Chuan asked deliberately. In other matters, yes, I dote on her, but not this. Ah Chuan, you and I have known each other for many years. You should know that even if I'm muddle-headed, I'm still a righteous person. I won't help Hui Yinyan clear her vicious mother's name just because I like her. That's good. I was thinking that if you interfered in this matter, you might become the enemy of Qin Chu and Lord Su. I know. Shen Mingxi nodded. Of course, he knew what Tang Chuan meant. Ever since Shun Mingxi broke up with Su Yu, even Tang Chuan rarely talked to him. Even if they met on occasions, they wouldn't drink together. It was rare that Tang Chuan was in the mood to talk to him about these things. It was also because he confessed to Su Yu immediately when the twins went missing. After all, he had made some contributions. You and Lord Su have reconciled, right? Tang Chuan asked. I'm not sure. Lord Su seems to be very busy recently. He doesn't have time to talk about these things. Shin Mingxi looked a little embarrassed. That's easy. Wait, I'll call him and ask. Then, Tang Chuan took out his phone and dialed Su Yu's number. Of all people, he even put on speaker mode. Lord Su what? Su Yu had always been rude to Tang Chuan. Come out for a drink. Where? Su Yu seemed to be in a good mood. In Jinzuan, many of my brothers are here. Isn't it Yu's birthday? All right, young Master Shun is here too. Tang Chuan said deliberately. At this moment, the originally lively private room suddenly quieted down. Everyone looked over, as if wanting to hear Su Yu's answer. People in this circle loved gossip the most. Back then, when Su Yu and Shun Mingxi had a falling out, this matter had been circulating in the upper-class society for a long time. However, since then, everyone had learned a lesson. They could make any kind of joke in front of Su Yu, except for Huamin. Shun Mingxi nervously held the wine glass and didn't dare to speak. Because Tang Chuan was on speakerphone, everyone could hear whatever Su Yu said. If it did not give him face or said something unpleasant, how awkward would it be for him? After 3 seconds of silence, Su Yu replied, "Wait for me. I'll be there in 15 minutes." Upon hearing this, Shun Mingxi heaved a sigh of relief. Tang Chuan smiled and said, "Okay, I'll wait for you." At this moment, the other rich second-generation heirs began to flatter. Young Master Tang and young Master Shun are so influential. You were able to invite Lord Su. Yeah, you're so popular today. I'm so honored that Lord Su is here. Waiter, give us 2 more royal salutes. The young man named you was also very happy. The group of people fooled around like this. It was the first time Suyu sat together for a drink with Shun Mingshi since that time. The two of them had reconciled. At this moment, Hua Yin was still busy with her mother's matter. Miss Hua, Lawyer Wang has been waiting for you inside for a long time. Please go in. The assistant of the law firm nodded and bowed to Hua Yin with a smile. Hua Yin didn't look very good. She hesitated for a moment and walked in. Chapter 28:10. Oh, you must be Miss Hua Yin, right? You're really pretty in person. He was an old man who looked to be in his 50s. His face was full of smiles, and his hair was loose. He looked disgusting. Hello, Mr. Wang. You can call me Hua Yin. Come on, Miss Hua. Have a seat. The old man was very enthusiastic. Just then, the male assistant came in with 2 cups of coffee. Come on, Miss Hua. Please have some coffee. No, it's okay. I'll make it short. Mr. Wang, I'm here today to talk about my mother's case. What do you think our chances of winning are? Hua Yin was impatient. She leaned against the back of the sofa and said in an overbearing tone, Oh, there's no rush. Let's talk about it slowly. Ha! I've seen your mother's case. It's a case that the whole city knows about. My mother's case is about to go to trial. I'm very anxious. Can you just tell me how confident you are? Hua Yin asked. Miss Hua, what kind of effect are you looking for? The old man smiled as he looked Hua Yin up and down. She was wearing a rose-pink dress suit. The skirt was a little short, and her white legs were exposed. It made people's imaginations run wild. Of course, I want my mother to be acquitted. Acquitted? Haha, Miss Hua, you're joking. You know that's impossible. Your mother's case is a kidnapping. She was caught red-handed, and the evidence is solid. The plot is very bad. What do you think we can do? Yin crossed her arms and looked at the old man sitting across from her. How should I put it? Your mother's case. According to the normal procedure, she'll be sentenced to at least 10 or 20 years in prison. But since you've come to me, I'll do my best to help you. I saw in the document that one of the suspects who committed the crime with your mother is dead, right? Yes, he is the main culprit. My mother is only an accomplice, Hua Yin insisted. Yes, that's a good idea. But the opposing lawyer isn't a fool. He'll find other ways to get your mother a heavier sentence. I think that with my years of experience, the chances of success will be higher if I take over this case. I'll try my best to get your mother the lightest sentence possible. What do you think? What method do you plan to use? Hua Yin was curious. I can't say it now. It's a secret. We have rules in our line of work. If I say it now, wouldn't I lose my job? Well, in that case, let's talk about the price. How much is it? Hua Min took out his wallet and prepared to pay. If it's money, that's easy. Since Miss Hua was recommended by a friend, I won't charge you too much. I'll give you a discount. How about 1,000,000 yuan? The man stretched out a finger. Hua Yin could not believe it. What, 1,000,000 yuan? Are you kidding me? Even though Hua Yin was not short of money, she did not want to be taken advantage of. This man was not a famous lawyer. At most, he was a second-tier lawyer who only took on divorce cases. How dare he ask for 1,000,000 yuan? What an exorbitant price. Mr. Wang, since I said that I was recommended by a friend, how can you ask for such an exorbitant price? Hua Yin was very unhappy. Chapter 28:11. Miss Hua, that's not right. I'm only charging 1,000,000 because a friend introduced me to you. If it were someone else, I'd charge at least 3,000,000. The old man stretched out 3 fingers and shook them. Mr. Wang, don't think that I don't know anything. I've asked you before. In all these years, the highest you've ever received was less than 400,000 yuan. Why is it 1,000,000 yuan for me? Are you trying to take advantage of me? Hua Yin was furious. Miss Hua, I'm sorry to hear you say that. Think about it. Who else would dare to take your mother's case other than me? Hua Yin was suddenly at a loss for words. The old man was right. Hua Yin had contacted a lot of lawyers recently, but most of them refused to take her case. The reason was simple. They didn't want to offend Qin Shu and sue you. What? You don't have anything else to say, right? I'll be frank with you. You know better than me what kind of people you're dealing with. No one in the industry dares to take your case because they're afraid of ruining their careers. I'm willing to take your case because I have nothing to lose. Worst comes to worst, I'll quit being a lawyer. Plus, you're a pitiful girl running around for your mother, so I'm willing to help you. You're complaining that I'm charging you too much? Haha, if that's the case, please leave. I don't think there's any need for us to talk anymore. The old man stood up and walked back to his desk. His attitude toward Hua Yinyan immediately turned cold. Hua Yinyan thought carefully about what he said. He was indeed the first lawyer who dared to take her case. After thinking about it, Hua Yinyan gritted her teeth and decided to pay him. Wait, Mr. Wong, 1 million, right? I agree, but I want to ask, what if you lose? Do I have to pay you 1 million? Of course. Don't forget, as long as I accept this case and defend you and your mother in court, it's equivalent to becoming enemies with the Su family and the Qin family. Even if I lose, you can't let me become enemies for nothing, right? So you have to think carefully, is it worth a gamble? All right, I agree. I'll give you 1 million, but please defend my mother. Well, Yin was also going all out because there was no one else other than Wong. Therefore, regardless of whether it worked or not, he had to give it a try. Haha, if that's the case, then it's much easier. However, I have an additional request. After that, the old man walked over and approached Hui Yin. What request? Looking at the old man's eyes, Hui Yin could vaguely guess what he wanted to do. Sure enough, the old man reached out his hand and placed it directly on Hui Yin's thigh. His action was extremely bold. What are you doing? Hui Yin was furious. She jumped up and glared at him. Miss Hua, I have a little fetish, and I especially like beautiful women. How about you accompany me this time? If you're willing, I can charge you 100,000 less. In your dreams. Get out of my way. You're crazy. After that, Hui Yin pushed the old man away and rushed out of the room. Teacher, why did the woman leave? The male assistant was dumbfounded. Ha, just wait and see. She'll come back. She'll definitely agree. The old man looked confident. Chapter 28:12. When Hui Yin walked out, she was in a very bad mood. She had been trying to find a lawyer for her mother, but when she finally found one, he asked for 1 million yuan. It wasn't like she couldn't afford 1 million yuan. After all, Shen Mingxi had treated her well all this while. Other than luxury goods, he often gave her money. So, Hui Yin could afford 1 million yuan. But in the end, he asked her to sleep with him. She was so angry. She was so young, but she was going to sleep with an old man. If Shen Mingxi found out, he would never forgive her. Suddenly, she missed Shen Mingxi so much that she sent him a WeChat message. Honey, what are you doing? There was no reply for a while. Just then, she was scrolling through her WeChat moments. She saw a socialite she knew update her WeChat moments. It was a short video. It was obviously a nightclub. Many men and women were drinking and singing. Shen Mingxi's face flashed by. Yes, she recognized him. Hua Yin was infuriated again. She dialed the number. Shen Mingxi was drinking with Suyu. When he saw Hui Yin's call, he didn't pick it up. He knew that Suyu hated Hui Yin. He didn't pick up? I'm so angry. Hui Yin was going crazy. Hui Yin called again, but he still didn't pick up. After 3 more calls, Hui Yin sent a WeChat message to the socialite. Honey, are you in Jinzuan? Yeah, the socialite answered vaguely. Hui Yin drove to Jinzuan. Hello, welcome. Which room is Shen Mingxi in? Oh, are you talking about young Master Shen? He's upstairs at 888. Who are you to him? I'm his wife, Hui Yin said confidently. Then, she went upstairs. The waiter at the nightclub was dumbfounded. Huh, isn't young Master Shen divorced? Where did this madam come from? Hua Yin came in a fit of anger, so she pushed the door open and went in without a care. Everyone turned their heads to look at them. Yin ignored the others and walked straight to Shen Mingxi. You didn't reply to my WeChat messages, and you didn't pick up my calls. What do you want? Hui Yin questioned. Shen Mingxi raised his head, glanced at her, and responded indifferently. I didn't hear you. You didn't hear? Ha! Did you not hear it, or do you not want to answer it? She was relentless. Yin, if you have anything to say, let's go back and talk. Shen Mingxi felt that there were too many people here, and most of them were from the industry. Besides, Su Yu and Tang Chuan were also here, so he didn't want to argue with her here. Especially because of those trivial matters, he would feel very embarrassed. Why should we go back and talk about it? Let's just talk about it here. Did I embarrass you? When you were with me, didn't you already know that I'm a divorced woman with a child? Well, Yin Yin went overboard with her words. Tang Chuan was watching the show with a wine glass in his hand. He even laughed in Su Yu's ear. Today, I fucking found out that Hui Yin doesn't have a high EQ. What do you think? Su Yu sneered. He had never liked Hui Yin. He didn't know what Shen Mingxi was thinking back then. Su Yu even thought that Hui Yin had cast a spell on Shen Mingxi. Hui Yin, don't go overboard. Shen Mingxi was, after all, a respectable man, and Hui Yin had embarrassed him like this, which annoyed him a little. Chapter 28:13. I'm going overboard? Shen Mingxi, you have to know who's the one going overboard here. Did I tell you that you betrayed my mother because you wanted to make up with young Master Su? Did I blame you? In the end, I begged you to help me, but look what happened. Your wife is begging for a lawyer like a grandson. What are you doing? You're here drinking with prostitutes? Hui Yin lost her rationality and pointed at Shen Mingxi's nose. Drinking with prostitutes? You're saying I'm drinking with prostitutes? Shen Mingxi laughed coldly. It wasn't easy for him to attend a rich second-generation heir's birthday party, but Hui Yin accused him of drinking with prostitutes. You're right. If I didn't see a woman's WeChat moments, I wouldn't have known that you're here. No wonder you didn't answer my call. You're with young Master Su. After speaking, Hui Yin glanced at Su Yu. Hui Yin, I'm telling you, this is between you and Shen Mingxi. Don't drag our Lord Su into this. Tang Chuan was very close to Su Yu. He couldn't stand people slandering Su Yu, so when Hui Yin pointed at Su Yu, Tang Chuan panicked. Su Yu, on the other hand, didn't say a word. He was too lazy to stand up for her. Let's talk at home. Shen Mingxi felt very awkward. He grabbed Hui Yin's arm and tried to walk out. However, she flung Shen Mingxi away. Then she looked around at the people in the private room and said, No, I'm going to say it here today. Shen Mingxi, I'm asking you one last time. Are you going to help me or not? My mother is the only family I have left. Can you really bear to see me become an orphan? Didn't you say that you love me? How much is your true love worth? Hui Yin thought that if she forced Shen Mingxi to submit in front of so many people, she could just apologize later. She didn't expect that with Shen Mingxi's personality, he wouldn't be able to bear being embarrassed in front of so many people. Are you done? Shen Mingxi took a deep breath and stared quietly at Hui Yin's face. I just want a word from you. Is it really that difficult? Hui Yin refused to give up. Well, you want me to say something, right? Then let me tell you, I won't help you. I definitely won't help you. What does your mother's death have to do with me? Besides, she deserves it. She brought this upon herself. She doesn't deserve my help, Shen Mingxi said harshly. The surrounding onlookers also gasped in astonishment. There were even some people in the crowd who hissed in a low voice, Haha. In order to protect your interests, and because you're afraid of Su Yu and Qin Shu, you can only be a coward. Hui Yin was even more vicious. Every word was like a knife stabbing into Shen Mingxi's heart. For the first time in his life, he felt so much pain that he couldn't breathe. Tang Chuan gloated on the side. Haha, this is the first time I've seen a woman seeking death. It's so fucking exciting. Hui Yin's method will only lead them to a dead end. Su Yu calmly analyzed. Sure enough, Shen Mingxi looked at Hui Yin in disappointment. Yes, I'm afraid of Qin Shu and Lord Su. I don't want to help your mother because of my interests. So what? Aren't you a capable person? Then you can deal with it yourself. Don't come to me again and don't bother me. I really don't want to see your face again. What did you say? Shen Mingxi, I dare you to say that again. Hui Yin stared at Shen Mingxi in a daze, as if she couldn't believe what she had just heard. Chapter 28:14. I said, I don't want to see your face ever again, Shen Mingxi repeated patiently. At this moment, there was no warmth in Shen Mingxi's eyes at all. He had been driven to a dead end by Hui Yin and had no feelings for her. Good, very good. You said it yourself. didn't you? Don't regret it. Hua Yinyan pointed at Shun Mingxi with tears in her eyes. No, I don't fucking regret anything I do. When I like you, I ignore my family's objections and thousands of people's criticisms, but I never regretted it. So today, I still don't regret it. Good, very good. Ha ha, Shun Mingxi were finished completely. To save her face, Hua Yinyan initiated the breakup. Okay, I'll give you the house and car, as well as the savings and gifts I gave you. If you need, I can give you more money. Let's go our separate ways from now on. You've been with me for so long, and I've never mistreated you. Don't fight. I'm tired. Who wants your money? You think you're so great just because you're rich. I don't want it. I can still live without you. I don't want your compensation. Haha, let's see if I can handle it without you. Shimingshi, I've seen through you. Men are all the same. Once they put on pants, they won't admit it. You're tired of sleeping with me, aren't you? You want someone else, right? Haha, I'll fulfill your wish. After speaking, Hua Hinyan pushed Shun Mingxi hard, turned around, and left, slamming the door behind her. Shun Mingxi had no intention of chasing after her. Young Master Shun, do you want me to send you back to rest? A rich man beside him asked. No, it's okay, I'm single. It's no big deal. After speaking, Shun Mingxi sat back down beside Su Yu. Then, he picked up a bottle of wine and poured himself a full glass. Lord Su, come, let's continue. Are you okay? Seeing that he wasn't in a good mood, Su Yu didn't want him to push himself too hard. It's okay, it's really okay. Some people may be destined to be with you, but not fated to be together with you. It's good that we can only go this far. I really don't want to continue fighting with her. I'm so tired. Indeed, Hua Yinyan had made Shun Mingxi restless and exhausted recently, whether it was at the company, at home, or drinking outside. All the time, she would send a WeChat message or make a phone call. Then, she would talk about nothing but her mother's case. Everyone knew that even the gods did not dare to intervene in her mother's case. At this time, whoever dared to accept it would be going against Qin Shu and Su Yu. They would definitely not have a good ending. Shun Mingxi wasn't wrong, but Hua Yinyan tied their relationship to her mother's case and threatened Shun Mingxi. That didn't make sense. Does Shun Mingxi love me? That's right, he loved her. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done so much for her. He didn't even hesitate to fall out with his family and Su Yu. He was ostracized by many people in the circle. Unfortunately, this woman couldn't see how good he was and how much he loved her. In her eyes, if there were 100 good people, she would kill all of them if they weren't good enough. Shun Mingxi suddenly felt a chill in his heart. He was tired, really tired. Even so, he didn't want to fight with Hua Yinyan. After all, they shared the same bed. Although they didn't have a status, they were husband and wife. Shun Mingxi didn't want to go too far. Therefore, he decided that even if they broke up, he wouldn't mistreat Hua Yinyan. But this woman? She didn't appreciate it at all. Tang Chuan patted Shun Mingxi's shoulder and said, Brother, I have something to tell you. Listen carefully, okay? Chapter 28:15. Shun Mingxi didn't say anything. Hey, Mr. Tang, don't hit him when he's down. He's in a bad mood. So you couldn't bear to see Shun Mingxi like this. After his relationship with Shun Mingxi improved, he felt like he was back to the way he used to be. I'm not hitting him when he's down. I'm serious. Bro, let me tell you, you did the right thing by breaking up with Hua Yinyan. Did you know? She's in big trouble this time. She definitely has something to do with what happened to the twins. Although she didn't do it directly, she didn't report it and didn't let the kids talk about it. My brother-in-law, President Qin, is really angry. I don't think he'll let her off the hook. I've talked to Ning in private. She said that her brother is a low-key and cold person who doesn't care about anything. But that's because he doesn't have a bottom line. If he does, he won't tolerate it. So, if you continue to be with her like this, I'm afraid you'll be implicated. That's why we broke up, but I still hope she doesn't suffer too much. After all, she's a single mother with a kid. Shun Mingxi was soft-hearted. Haha, does she deserve to be a mother? Does she deserve to be a mother? She should think about the kids. When she saw the twins get kidnapped, she should have told my sister-in-law, Huamin. She even said that she was good friends with my sister-in-law. But look what happened. People shouldn't be so realistic. Let me tell you, if some people want to die, you can't stop them. Shen Mingxi didn't say anything after hearing this, but he felt even more depressed. He drank with Su Yu and the others until 2 a.m. Su Yu didn't drink too much because he took care of Shen Mingxi. Shen Mingxi drank until he threw up. Then, Su Yu arranged for him to take him to the Shun family's house. Shen Mingxi's mother couldn't help but feel bad when she saw her son like this. By the time he came back to pick up Su Yu and return to the mansion, it was already 3 a.m. The sun was almost up. President Su, are you hungry? No. Oh, don't you eat supper at this time? An asked. I don't feel like eating today. I'm on a diet. What do you think? Su Yu replied. Oh, are you talkative today? Su Yu looked at Shaoan, amused. Then can you accompany me to have a bite? I'm so hungry, Shaoan said quietly. Su Yu, what do you want to eat? Can I order anything? Shaoan asked. I was wondering why your face is so big these days. Are you close to me now? Su Yu looked at him with his arms crossed. No, it's just because I lost pudding and little bean a while ago. I was in a bad mood and didn't have much of an appetite. I've just recovered. All right, I like what you said. At least you have a conscience. What do you want to eat? Lobster porridge. Fuck, you're really not holding back. You want to rip me off, right? Su Yu laughed. These are all peanuts to you, okay? Okay. There's nothing wrong with what you said. You're right. Let's go. Lobster porridge. Just like that, Su Yu accompanied into a 24-hour seafood restaurant in the city. After supper, it was already 5 a.m. Fortunately, the next day was Saturday, and there was nothing to do in the company. Don't call me tomorrow. I want to sleep early, Su Yu said as he got out of the car. President Su, look over there. I'm pointed at the door of Su Yu's mansion. A slender figure swayed in front of the door. Su Yu narrowed his eyes and walked over. Hearing footsteps, the girl turned her head. Chapter 28:16. President Su, you're back. Nie Lingxian smiled sweetly. Why are you here? I recorded an exclusive interview last night, and, coincidentally, it happened to be near you. I heard from the people in the company that your mental state hasn't been very good recently. I guess you've been too busy and tired recently, so I made some bone soup for you. It has my mother's secret recipe in it. It's very delicious. But I already had supper, Su Yu said bluntly. Oh, I see. You can put it in the fridge and heat it up when you want to eat it. It won't spoil. Okay then. Thank you. Su Yu didn't give Nie Lingxian too much face. After all, she was one of the most popular artists in the company. You're welcome. As an employee, it's my duty to care about President Su. You've been working hard for us. We feel bad that you haven't been resting well, so I came to see you on behalf of everyone. I really don't mean anything else. Nie Lingxian knew her place and wouldn't confess too much to Su Yu or make things difficult for Su Yu. Okay, I got it. It's late. Let and drive you home. It's me again, and was sleepy and reluctant to walk Nie Lingxian home when President Su asked him to take her home. It's okay. My nanny van is parked over there. I'll give you the soup when I see you. Remember to drink it. Okay. Su Yu nodded mechanically. Then I'll go now. Take care, President Su. I'm okay. Su Yu felt the atmosphere was weird. After Nie Lingxian left, Su Yu looked back at him. Why are you still standing there? Are you not going home? Are you going to spend the night at my place? No. I'm just checking if you have any tasks for me. After all, many female artists are knocking on your door in the middle of the night. Haha. You're asking for a beating, aren't you? Go back to sleep. Su Yu couldn't help but laugh. This was a joke from a long time ago. At that time, Imperial Star wanted to create a new batch of stars. Many young girls from the Academy of Arts wanted to take shortcuts in order to become famous overnight. It was unknown where he had found out Su Yu's address, but he had been waiting here without sleeping or resting. Some of them wore very revealing clothes, while others had hundreds of thousands in cash in their pockets. Some were even funnier, carrying 2 baskets of eggs. Was this the rhythm of giving gifts? There was another one who was the most ridiculous. He directly rushed out to block Su Yu's car and was almost killed. Later, he was sent to the hospital in time to be diagnosed as a minor injury. but Suyu disqualified him from the competition. For the sake of their future, these young ladies were willing to risk everything. Suyu actually wanted to see what kind of girl Huamin was. What kind of girls were Huamin in her teens and Huamin in her early 20s? She was never the most dazzling in the crowd, but she always gave people a very complicated feeling, as if they had seen her before. Suyu even sometimes wondered if he and Huamin were husband and wife in his previous life, and then he let her down. So in this life, she came to take revenge. So she tortured him to death? Thinking of this, Suyu sighed and put the bone soup in the fridge. Then he took out his phone and scrolled through his WeChat moments. He happened to see Huamin posting a picture. It was a bowl of beef ramen sprinkled with green coriander. Through the screen, Suyu could smell the fragrance. Then he impulsively left a comment below the post. Chapter 28:17. Putting poison in the middle of the night. Huamian, I looked down on you. Suyu pouted. God knew how much she wanted to eat that delicious bowl of beef ramen. She didn't expect Huamin to reply so quickly. There are many people who look down on me. Who do you think you are? Suyu. Fine, I can't win against you in an argument. Our Dr. Hua is so good at talking. Suyu smiled in relief. Why aren't you sleeping in the middle of the night? Did you come back from a night out? Huamin asked with a smile. Sis, it's not the middle of the night. It's the wee hours of the morning. How can I sleep? That spendthrift and just blackmailed me for a midnight snack. Haha, that's not a problem for you, okay? Lord Su doesn't lack money. I do. How can I not lack money? My family doesn't run a money-printing factory. Suyu retorted. I'm done talking. I want to eat my noodles, haha. Go ahead. As a pregnant woman, you should eat more. I hope the baby is fatter than Little Bean and pudding when he's born, haha. Suyu and Huamin chatted happily in the comments section. Huamin put down his phone and picked up his chopsticks to eat his noodles. Chinshu walked over in a navy blue robe with a glass of warm water in his hand. I want a drink. No. Huamin pouted. You can only drink warm water right now. Good girl, Chinshu coaxed. No. Be good. Bear with it. Bear with it. He's only 2 months old. There's still a long way to go before he's born. I don't care. I want a drink. There's a lot of preservatives in the drink. How about I make you juice? Mr. Chin thought hard. That's a good idea. Huamin smiled. What do you want to drink? Apple or watermelon? Kiwis are good. Replenish more vitamin C, Huamin requested. My dear wife, in the future, when we give birth to our second child, his nickname will be okay? What is it? Why? What a strange name. Huamin was stunned, just as she was about to figure out why Mr. Chin would come up with such a strange name. Chin Shu continued, because you're a troublemaker. Holy shit, you're insulting me again? Huamin finally realized that Mr. Chin had insulted him to no end. Just the fact that she was a Virgo was enough for Mr. Chin to hate her for a long time. I'm just teasing you. All right, be good and eat the noodles. I'll go and make the juice. Mr. Chin was completely under Huamin's command. Huamin woke up at 3 in the morning. He suddenly said that he was hungry and wanted to eat hot noodles. Chinshu got dressed and went to the kitchen. He had just finished making the noodles when she said that she was thirsty and wanted to make the juice again. Pregnant women were really hard to please, but Chinshu felt that anything for Huamin was a blessing. When she was pregnant, the two of them were forced to be apart for so long, which became one of Chinshu's biggest regrets. Now that he was given a second chance as a father-to-be, he naturally cherished it. Looking at Chinshu's busy back, Huamin felt a warmth in her heart. Mr. Chin was such a man of action. He would always show his good to you through his actions. How could she not be happy living with such a man for the rest of her life? When Huamin was 2 months pregnant, her morning sickness was much better and she had a good appetite. She often ate supper and snacks to allay her hunger. On the other hand, after Zhang Manlin returned to the staff dormitory, she was still anxious. Chapter 28:18. Cheng wouldn't have come to her for no reason. He must have received orders from Huasiqian. Judging by Cheng's attitude towards her, she knew that Huasiqian thought she had betrayed him. In reality, Zhang Manlin didn't betray him. Being kidnapped in the mountains was an accident. Otherwise, she would have asked Hua Xiqian to send the children to Qinghe town. At that time, as a wanted criminal, she had nowhere else to go. But in this way, he somehow became Qin Shu's hero. Not only did the twins change their attitude toward her, but she also successfully entered GK. This was a good thing, and she should be happy. However, she felt uneasy. Just like today, when Qing almost strangled her to death, Qin Shu's men arrived in time. It seemed like he cared about her, but was that really the case? She had been Hua Xiqian's chess piece for 5 years. She knew what he was capable of. If Hua Xiqian really thought she betrayed him on purpose, then she should be in danger right now. Therefore, Zhang Manlin was faced with 2 choices. First, go back to Hua Xiqian, explain everything clearly, continue to be his spy, and help him complete his big plan. Once Huamin was taken away by Hua Xiqian, she could have Qin Shu for herself. Second, go to Qin Shu and tell him everything. Ask for protection and draw a clear line between her and Hua Xiqian. However, neither Qin Shu nor Hua Xiqian was easy to deal with. For the first time in her life, Zhang Manlin was in a dilemma. 6 a.m. at the Hua mansion, Hua Xiqian came downstairs on time. He was wearing a pink shirt and black trousers that he hadn't worn in a long time. There was a hint of gloominess on his face. The leather watch on his wrist was a limited edition Patek Philippe, showing off the owner's noble and luxurious status. "Boss, good morning." Qing stood across from Hua Xiqian. "Qing, sit. Let's eat something together." "Boss, I have something to report." "No rush. Eat first." Hua Xiqian's expression was calm. Qing didn't dare to say anything. He sat across from Hua Xiqian and looked at the sumptuous breakfast on the table. He didn't dare to move. "Here, try this. Is it good?" Hua Xiqian pushed a bowl of sticky yellow porridge towards Qing. Qing picked up a small spoon and ate slowly. "When I was very young, my biological parents sent me to the Hua family. My adoptive mother was a very hot-tempered woman. Because she never loved me, she poured all her hatred on me and tortured me as much as she could. I remember one time when I was locked up in a warehouse for 2 days and 2 nights and was starving. After she let me out, she ordered someone to give me a bowl of porridge. Because I was so hungry, I wolfed down the porridge. After I swallowed it, I realized that the porridge was very hot. It was a special kind of rice called yellow rice, and its temperature was very high. Even if it was soaked in cold water, it looked warm on the surface, but when it was eaten, it was unbearably hot in the stomach. That time, my esophagus was severely damaged, and my adoptive mother just stood there and watched coldly as I rolled on the ground and screamed. Moreover, she derived great pleasure from my painful expression. Qing didn't understand why his boss suddenly said this. He suddenly felt that his boss was very pitiful when he was young. Therefore, he gritted his teeth and said, "Boss, I'll kill your mother for you." "No, that's not what I want to say. What I want to say is that I suffered so much, but I didn't die. I came back to life. I knew that God wanted me to live for another reason. Until one day, I saw my Huamin. When he spoke of Huamin, Hua Xiqian's lips curled up into the warmest smile. Even the people around him rarely saw such a warm smile on his face. Chapter 28:19. I know. Boss really likes Miss Hua. Qing nodded in agreement. It's not as simple as that. It's a kind of love that eats away at your heart and rots your bones. Do you believe it? Yes. I've always thought that if Mian was by my side, she wouldn't have suffered so much pain and suffering. Qin Shu is too soft-hearted, and he can't bring himself to be cruel to those who hurt Mian. That's why I think he doesn't really love Mian. He's just trying to maintain his image as a good person. Suyu is the same. He keeps saying that he loves Mian and that he wants her best, but he's always around her and never married her. To a certain extent, he's adding a lot of burden and guilt to Mian's heart. They don't really love her, they just love themselves more. Since they both want to be good people, then I'll naturally be the bad guy. Isn't that how it's played out in TV shows? If there's a positive, then there's a villain. I don't mind being that annoying villain. As long as I can win over Mian in the end, then everything I've done over the years will be worth it. Hua Xiqian rarely talked to his subordinates like this. However, Thinking about it carefully, he didn't have any real friends over the years. If he didn't talk to his subordinates, who else would he talk to? Qin Shu had Gao Ran and Rick. Suyu had Wei Liao and Tang Chuan. Even Jing Zhixin and Ai Yang and the others had a few trustworthy friends. Hua Xiqian was the only one who didn't love the woman by his side, and he didn't pursue money and benefits. All these years, his obsession was Huamin. However, he was really at his wit's end when it came to Huamin. After so many years, he had used up all his methods. However, he still couldn't win her over to his side. Originally, he thought that his scheme last time was flawless. Killing Song Yishur would not only get rid of that scheming bitch, but also shift the blame to Qin Shu, killing two birds with one stone. However, Suyu appeared out of nowhere. He was a righteous man who ignored other people's opinions and took in the pregnant Huamin in Suyu's house. Until the birth of the twins, only Hua Xiqian himself knew how bitter it was that his many years of planning had ended up in someone else's hands. Whenever Huamin was in danger, he was more nervous than anyone else. The last time Ian came here, he met Huamin alone. Hua Xiqian was prepared to shed all pretense of cordiality with Huamin on the spot. He also wanted to ensure Huamin's safety. Unfortunately, his sister had always been dismissive of him. She didn't even look at him. Now, Huamin was directly on Qin Shu's side. They were going to deal with him together. Boss, Miss will understand in the future. She will understand your heart. Ching advised. My Mian already wants to kill me. I know that. Hua Xiqian smiled faintly. Miss will won't want to kill you. After all, you used to be family. I think she just wants to stand on her husband's side, that's why. But it's okay. I don't blame her. In this world, only she can get my forgiveness no matter how she hurts me. Chung was silent after hearing this. His eyes even looked a little confused. He had never liked someone so much, so he couldn't understand his boss's almost crazy state for a woman. Chung. Yes, boss. How are the wedding preparations going? Everything is ready, but Miss Yin doesn't seem to be in a good mood. Ching replied carefully. Chapter 2820. Don't worry about her. She's just a pawn. Hua Xiqian didn't seem to care about any woman other than Huamin. Yes, but I'm worried. When Ching said this, he hesitated. Go on. Hua Xiqian finished his breakfast and wiped his mouth elegantly with a tissue. Boss, I'm worried that Jack will come out and cause trouble. That would be bad. You know how he is. Ching told Hua Xiqian about his split personality. It was taboo for him, and no one would talk about it. Jack's brother? No. He won't have a chance to come out. I recently increased the dosage. Hua Xiqian was full of confidence. Boss, didn't the doctor say that the dosage can't be increased anymore? I think you can go back and see Dr. Matthew. Okay? We don't have much time left. I finally got an extra week from Ian because I don't want any accidents to happen at the wedding. But Ching seemed to have something he didn't want to say. No buts. This time we must succeed. Qin Shu and I have to fight. If we win, I can get what I want. If we lose, the worst that can happen is death. When Hua Xiqian said this, his expression was very calm, as if life and death were no big deal to him. Boss, you won't lose. You will win. After all, this is the big plan we've been thinking about for years. Chung tried to boost his confidence. GK headquarters. Zhang Manlin appeared at the door of the president's office in a sexy suit. Bella just came out of the office after delivering the documents. She immediately looked at her with disgust. Good morning, Sister Bella. Why are you looking for the president? He's in a meeting, Bella said coldly. I know. I won't take up too much of his time. If there's anything, you can talk to me and Director Jing. Don't trouble President Qin. He's so busy every day and doesn't have time to worry about these small things. But there are some things that I want to talk to President Qin in private, Zhang Manlin provoked slightly. Zhang Manlin, you know very well how you got into the company. You must know how to be grateful and cherish your opportunities. Don't do anything that will bring shame to yourself. You're a woman in your 20s, and you're not married yet. Don't let people criticize you behind your back. That's not good. I hope you can do good for your parents. Big Sister Bella, isn't our company in charge of our employees' work? Since when did you teach us how to behave? You. Bella didn't know what to say. Besides, even if it's education, it's not up to you, Sister Bella. You're also an unmarried woman. You don't even know how to behave yourself. What right do you have to teach me? I respect you, and I'm giving you face by calling you sister. But don't be so shameless. I, Zhang Manlin, am not that easy to bully. Zhang Manlin, how can you talk to me like that? I'm your boss. Bella was so angry that she couldn't breathe. She didn't expect Zhang Manlin to be so arrogant. Moreover, it was in front of President Qin's office. Superior? You? I'm really sorry. I only have one boss, President Qin. Some people don't know what's good for them and flatter themselves. You're just the president's brother-in-law's girlfriend. You really think you're something. Then, Zhang Manlin didn't wait for Bella's reply. She knocked on the door and walked into Qin Shu's office. Bella stood at the door with a sour expression. For the first time, she felt that Zhang Manlin wasn't easy to deal with because she was shameless. Chapter 28-21. President Qin. As soon as Zhang Manlin entered the room, she changed her expression completely. His angry glare and sarcastic words towards Bella were gone, replaced by a face full of smiles. What is it? Qin Shu lowered his head and didn't look at her. I have something to tell you. Go ahead. President Qin, can you listen to me carefully? Because what I'm about to say is really important. Zhang Manlin took the initiative to ask Qin Shu to pay attention to her because she was important. However, Qin Shu didn't give her face. Instead, he replied coldly, "You can talk. I'll look at my documents. It won't be a problem." Okay, President Qin, here's the thing. I've decided to tell you something about Hua Xiqian's 5-year plan. Hua Xiqian's 5-year plan. Qin Shu couldn't help but raise his head when he heard this. Yes, Hua Xiqian found me 5 years ago and asked me to imitate Hua Min. Then, I purposely appeared to get close to you and confuse you. All of this was just to pave the way for the 5-year plan. What's the 5-year plan? Qin Shu asked. It's embarrassing to talk about it, because you know Hua Xiqian. He's very suspicious. Other than his confidant Acheng, he doesn't trust anyone. So, Qin Shu raised his eyebrows. So, I don't know the details of the 5-year plan. I only know that he might use some method to deal with you, and then kidnap Hua Min. Because Hua Xiqian always said that he likes your wife, Hua Min, very much, Zhang Manlin said. You sure know a lot. Qin Shu said coldly. Not a lot. I just know that he has a warehouse at Golden Harbor. There are a lot of weapons in there. Because he had a good relationship with customs, no one checked it. I've never been there, and I don't know how many there are. One time, I accidentally heard one of his subordinates mention it. But as far as I know, it should be heavy weapons. I don't know if they're explosives or something like that. So, President Qin, you have to be careful. I'm curious. Why are you suddenly telling me this? Qin Shu looked at Zhang Manlin and asked expressionlessly. I'm not afraid that you'll laugh at me. I'm at the end of the road. Although you arrange bodyguards to protect me, Hua Xiqian's people think that I'm a traitor. So, I decided to tell you everything I know. I just hope that President Qin can send more people to protect me. I'm really afraid that Hua Xiqian will take revenge. He's always been very strict with traitors. I saved your daughter, so I hope that President Qin can protect me. After Zhang Manlin finished speaking, President Qin understood. This woman knew that she was in danger, so she told Qin Shu everything about Hua Xiqian. In exchange for Qin Shu's protection, she was obviously on Qin Shu's side. This was the true meaning of betrayal. Protect you? Sure. I've been sending people to protect you. Otherwise, you would have been strangled to death by Hua Xiqian's subordinates. I know. What I mean is, Hua Xiqian and Yin Ruashi's wedding is fake. It's just a smokescreen. I think he'll make his move soon. So, President Qin, you have to think of a way to fight back. The sooner you get rid of him, the better. I don't need you to teach me what to do, Qin Shu said. Chapter 28-22. Seeing Qin Shu's displeasure, Zhang Manlin quickly explained. President Qin, I'm not trying to teach you what to do. I I've been working for Hua Xiqian for the past few years and know a lot of inside information. I want to help you get rid of him as soon as possible. But the information you provide isn't very valuable. As far as I know, the warehouse at Golda Harbor was a diversion. The weapons are no longer there. I'm quite interested in the 5-year plan, but unfortunately, you know too little, Qin Shu said slowly. Let me think. Oh, right, I think you can do this. Hua Xiqian trusts Ching the most, so he must know more. Since he's a trusted aide, I might not be able to get anything out of him, even if I capture him. But I know that Cheng adopted a little girl from an orphanage. I don't know if she's an illegitimate daughter, but he really loves her. He visits her every month and even saved a fund for her. I don't think even Hua Xiqian knows about this. You can capture the child and threaten him. Then, he'll tell you everything. As long as Cheng agrees, you can deal with Hua Xiqian without a problem. I don't implicate the innocent, especially children. Qin Shu's eyes were cold. Zhang Manlin looked like she was in her early 20s. How could she be so evil as to ask Qin Shu to kidnap a child? It was humiliating for a woman like her to have a face similar to Hua Min's. But if we do this, we have a good chance of winning. Okay, you can go now. I know what you said. I'll get someone to investigate. Qin Shu wasn't happy about Zhang Manlin's loyalty. Instead, he was even more indifferent to her. When Zhang Manlin walked out of the office, she began to feel uneasy. She didn't know if she was doing the right thing. At night, while Zhang Manlin was sleeping in the staff dorm, she began to have nightmares. She dreamed that Hua Xiqian held a dagger and slashed at her face. Since I gave you this face, I have a right to take it back. Brother Qian, no, I beg you. I don't want to go back to how I was before. I want to be Hua Min. Be a Hua Min? How can a woman like you be qualified to be Hua Min? After he finished speaking, Hua Xiqian swung his saber down and blood splattered everywhere. Startled. Zhang Manlin woke up from her sleep. She reached out and touched her forehead. It was covered in sweat. She gasped for air. Usually, there was a female employee who shared a room with her. Unfortunately, the female employee had gone back to her hometown recently, so she had taken annual leave. For some reason, Zhang Manlin thought it was scary to be alone in this empty room. She took out her phone and looked at the time. It was 1:30 in the morning. She pulled a tissue from the bedside table and wiped her face. Then she got out of bed and walked to the living room. Just as he was about to open the fridge, he heard a rustling sound from the window. Who is it? She turned around in horror. But no one answered her. Someone come. Where are the bodyguards? Where are the bodyguards? Zhang Manlin yelled as she opened the door. She even pressed the alarm. The piercing sound alerted the security guards in the dorm. A few security guards went upstairs to check and woke up all the other employees. Miss Zhang, no one came. You must have heard wrong, the security guard said. Impossible. There's definitely someone outside my window. But you live on the 18th floor. How could there be someone outside? Could be a ghost? The security guard looked helpless. Some people must have done too many immoral things. That's why they're so scared, right? They say that if you don't do anything wrong, you won't be afraid of ghosts knocking on your door in the middle of the night. A few female colleagues whispered. Zhang Manlin clenched her teeth. Her face was pale. A black Honda business car was parked on the sidewalk outside the dorm. Boss, did you hear the conversation between this bitch and Qin Shu today? So, we should teach her a lesson. Cheng couldn't wait any longer. Chapter 28-23. I used to think that this woman wasn't that stupid. Now, I realize that she's just so, Hua Xiqian commented. I knew she wasn't reliable. Whenever she sees Qin Shu, she looks like she's crazy about him. How could she care about you? Cheng said angrily. Looks like the girl I've raised for 5 years is just another good-for-nothing. Hua Xiqian smiled. There was a listening device in Qin Shu's office, so Hua Xiqian heard everything Zhang Manlin said about surrendering to Qin Shu. Cheng also heard it clearly. He was so angry that he wanted to kill that bitch. The child that Cheng adopted was the orphan of the couple that he killed while driving drunk a few years ago. She wasn't an illegitimate daughter. However, he was working for Hua Xiqian now and was a bit of a vagrant. He didn't have a stable place to live, so he kept the child in the orphanage. He visited her once a month. The child was still young and didn't know anything. However, Zhang Manlin accidentally found out about this secret. It became her way of sucking up to Qin Shu. It was disgusting. Ah Cheng didn't specifically tell Hua Xiqian about the child, but he didn't hide it from his boss either. Most importantly, Hua Xiqian didn't ask. Boss, I think, even if we can't kill her, we should teach her a lesson. You've raised her for 5 years, but she just turned around and told Qin Shu the location of her warehouse. Not only is she trying to suck up to him, but she also wants Qin Shu to kill us. This woman has no conscience. Yeah, 5 years is a long time. Even a dog wouldn't want to leave its owner, right? Hua Xiqian sighed. So please approve. Go do it quickly, but don't let her die. It'll be too comfortable if she dies too quickly. I don't want her to be that comfortable. Yes, boss. I'll do it. Ah Cheng rubbed his hands together when Hua Xiqian agreed. He could finally teach that bitch a lesson. Southside Sanatorium Wamin was in a meeting the whole morning and felt dizzy. Ever since she was pregnant with her second child, she became tired easily. From time to time, he would feel weak and dizzy. However, it was true that President Wu did not come here much. Huamin handled all the major and minor matters here. It was not easy to manage such a large hospital, and Huamin was a Virgo workaholic. He was very eager to excel. He had always wanted to live up to the headmaster's trust. He had always wanted to do better. Southside had been named the best sanatorium in the country for 3 consecutive years. As its reputation grew, the number of patients increased. Huamin and the others' workload also increased by a lot. Deputy Director, someone is looking for you. A young nurse ran over to report. Where? It's in the consultation hall on the 1st floor. All right, I'll go take a look. Huamian was wearing a white lab coat and holding a notebook for her ward rounds. Her youthful face was calm and composed as usual. No one would have thought that such a young woman was the deputy director of Southside Sanatorium. She was already famous in the medical field. Mrs. Su, Huamin's heart warmed when he saw Su Yu's mother. He had been busy with work recently. Most of the time, Su Yu would take the twins to the Su family for dinner. He and Qin Shu, on the other hand, went less and less often. Mian, I'm not interrupting your work, am I? Lady Su smiled gently. No, Mrs. Su. Come upstairs with me. Let's go. I haven't seen you in a while. I missed you. Huamin did not hold any grudges. He took Lady Su's arm and walked upstairs. Did you guys see that? That lady is young Master Su's mother. She's also a beauty. A few young nurses whispered behind them. Chapter 28-24. Yeah, Lady Su is so gentle and magnanimous. No wonder she's a rich lady. She's not someone those nouveau riche wives can compare to. Young Master Su is so handsome because he takes after his mother. Anyway, I heard that Lady Su likes our vice director a lot. What a pity. If only the vice director was the daughter-in-law of the Su family. It's not a pity. The vice director's husband is even more handsome and talented. Ah, vice principal has such a good life. She's a role model for us women. She comes from an ordinary family and didn't go to a famous school. Most importantly, she doesn't have a face that can cause the downfall of a country. But there are so many outstanding men who like her. They're all dead set on her. That's why a woman's inner qualities are very important. If she's just a pretty face, I'm afraid any man will get sick of her, right? Look at the hostesses in the nightclubs. All of them have thin legs, thin waists, perky faces, and perky buttocks. Their figures are so beautiful, and they speak in a coquettish voice. But aren't they still reduced to prostitutes? Yes. Look at the ancient times. Those who are especially beautiful are mostly famous prostitutes in the brothels. The real ladies of noble families and the lucky madams are all women who stay at home. They are extremely sophisticated and intelligent women. Our vice principal is very smart and low-key. If I were a man, I would like her too. The nurse was more interested in gossiping about Hua Min's private affairs in the lounge next to the conference room upstairs. Hua Min personally poured a glass of water for Lady Su. Mrs. Su, drink some water. Don't be so polite. Mian, come sit down. Lady Su patted the empty seat next to her and smiled at Hua Min. I haven't seen you in a while. The last time I had dinner at your house was when the children came back safely. But there were too many people at that time, so I wasn't in a hurry to chat with you. You're usually busy with work, so I could only come to the hospital to see you. I heard from Suyu that you went to Jing City a while ago. Yes, the old man isn't feeling very well over there. He was directly hospitalized by the capital city military hospital for observation. Your father, Su, and I were worried, so we both flew over to take a look. Is there something wrong with Lord Su's body? Are you all right? I'm fine. It's just that I'm old and my blood sugar and blood pressure are high. It's an old problem. Master Lord Su is really eager to excel. Actually, at this age, he should have retired long ago. Huamin said, he wants to, but he can't stay idle. You is a disappointment. He's not married and doesn't have any children. Grandpa is bored when he comes back and can't stay. When it came to Suyu, Huamin's expression was a little unnatural. He was too embarrassed to say more. By the way, Mion, I heard from you that you're pregnant? Yes. How long has it been? Lady Su was delighted. It's only been 2 months. You can't tell. Huamin pursed his lips and smiled. Oh, then why are you still working so hard? You should be at home taking care of the baby. Why are you still working? It's okay. I'm not that delicate. Huh. There are a lot of things to do in the hospital. I'm not feeling uncomfortable yet. It's not like I'm going into labor. You're smart, girl. Oh, by the way, this is for you. It's top gray bird's nest from Malaysia. You're having a hard time with your second child. You need to eat more. Lady Su placed the gift box in Hua Min's hand. Thank you, Mrs. Su. Hua Min's heart warmed. Mian, I want you to participate in a dating show. As soon as Lady Su spoke, Hua Min almost choked. Huh? Chapter 28-25. Mian, you're surprised? Seeing Hua Min's reaction, Lady Su asked with a smile. Ahem. Mrs. Su, dating show. Isn't this a bit too much? But I have no other choice. There are so many actresses under Imperial Star, but you doesn't even look at them. When he arranges blind dates, he finds excuses to eliminate them. You're so old. You're even younger than you and already a mother of 2. If I don't do anything and let him do as he pleases, his father and I won't be able to see our grandchildren until we're dead. Mrs. Su, about the dating show, isn't it too much? It's okay. It's okay. I'm familiar with the leaders of the TV station, and we're going to do a celebrity dating show here. We'll invite 12 single men and women from various industries and divide them into 6 groups. Then, we'll play games and go to summer camps. During the process, it's very easy to develop feelings for each other. It's much better than traditional blind dates. At least it's not stiff. Our you is a famous man, and I saw that the invited female guests are all highly educated returnees, female scientists, and even female soldiers. They're all very outstanding. Then will Suyu agree? That's why I came to you. You want me to persuade him, but he might not listen to me. Huamin always thought it was immoral to force Suyu to do something. I'm not asking you to persuade him. I just think you should mention it to him when you have time. See what he thinks and ask him. I don't think he'll agree to something like this. Huamin knew Suyu well. Would someone as arrogant as him participate in the most popular reality show? He didn't lack money or fame. He had his own company and was very busy. How would he have time to play games with the female guests? I'll give it a try. It's better than doing nothing. Okay, I'll mention it when I see him. Huamin couldn't refuse Lady Su's request. I knew you'd agree. Thank you, Mion. Mrs. Su, what's the show called? When will it start filming? I think it's called Being With You. The TV station said that they'll start filming once they finalize the final guest list. The filming locations will be local hot springs, resorts, camping in the mountains, and eating local delicacies. I'm very interested in it. I heard that one of the female guests is an Olympic gymnastics champion. Oh, that girl is very pretty, has a good figure, and a cheerful personality. It'll be great if you can be in the same group as her. Ahem, let's persuade Suyu first. Huamian thought Mrs. Su's idea was too imaginative. He actually thought so far ahead that he even made gymnasts out of it. Sweat dripping. All right, then it's settled. Let me know if you have any news. I'll try my best, Mrs. Su. After Hua, Hua. Mono mean, meon's mimian, and meon. It seemed like she had to take it slow in persuading Suyu to go on the dating show. Otherwise, once Suyu got angry, she would be scolded. 8 p.m. Zhang Manlin attended the business cocktail party with an invitation from her company. Zhang Manlin always thought that Qin Chu thought highly of her, so she wore an off-shoulder peacock blue evening gown to show off her sexiness. However, when she arrived, she realized that Qin Chu didn't come at all. Only a few company executives were there. During the dinner, she got up and went to the washroom. When she came out, she was washing her hands when someone suddenly covered her mouth and pulled her hair to the side. Chapter 28-26. Save me, save me. Zhang Manlin realized that no matter how much she screamed, she couldn't make sound, because his mouth was covered tightly by someone. Then, she smelled a strange smell and her mind went blank. Her head tilted and she completely lost consciousness. She was woken up by a bucket of cold water. When she woke up again, she found that she was tied tightly to a round cement pillar. Around her was a pitch-black abandoned factory. Bitch, I finally caught you. Hearing this, Zhang Manlin raised her head and saw Ah Cheng sitting in front of her. Behind him stood 4 men. Seeing Ah Cheng, Zhang Manlin felt a buzz in her head. She knew that this man hated her to death. Big brother Ah Cheng, she said weakly. Shut the fuck up. Who's your fucking brother? Shameless. Traitor. I hate traitors the most in my life. Ah Cheng scolded with extreme disdain. Big brother Ah Cheng, there really is a misunderstanding. I'm not a traitor. Zhang Manlin was still arguing. Misunderstanding? Ha! Here, listen to this. Ah Cheng pressed a button on his phone and played a recording. When Zhang Manlin heard her own voice, she was immediately stunned. It was a private conversation between her and Qin Chu in his office. But why did Ah Cheng have this recording? Did Qin Chu get to him? For a moment, Zhang Manlin's mind was in a mess. You probably didn't know that our boss had installed listening devices in Qin Chu's office and even in Qin Chu's home, right? So, the recording of your loyalty to Qin Chu, our boss heard it clearly. I also heard it clearly. Big brother Ah Cheng, it's not like that. Listen to me. I actually said that on purpose. In order to gain Qin Chu's trust, I didn't betray brother Qian. I'm still on your side. Zhang Manlin's brain worked fast. At this time, she was still finding excuses for herself. Unfortunately, Ah Cheng wasn't someone who would listen to her excuses so easily. In his heart, he already hated her to the core. Do you think I'm an idiot? You still want to quibble at this time? Let me tell you, the boss is very disappointed in you. Brother Qian, where is he? I want to see him. I have something to say to him. Zhang Manlin was so scared that her face turned pale. She kept asking to see Huasi Qian. Do you think the boss will still be willing to see you now? Why don't you take a look at yourself? Let me tell you, the boss said he's been raising a good-for-nothing for 5 years. I think you're an ungrateful wretch. You took the boss's money and did plastic surgery to look like Miss Hua. Unfortunately, you only look like her on the outside, but you're far inferior to Miss Hua on the inside. Now that you've become successful, you even betrayed the boss and tried to kill him. Bitch Zhang, who gave you the courage to do that, huh? After saying this, Ah Cheng got up and walked over, pinching Zhang Manlin's chin and scolding her. Brother Cheng, I know I was wrong. Please let me go, okay? Give me a chance to change my ways. Seeing that Ah Cheng had exposed her, she started to give in and say nice things. Let you go? How's that possible? Do you know how hard it was for us to catch you? Now that you don't have Qin Chu's people to protect you, let's see who's going to save you. Big brother, let's have some fun. This bitch has a nice body. The big men behind him were eager to have a go and asked Ah Cheng for his opinion. Hearing this, Zhang Manlin was so scared that her face turned pale. Chapter 28-27. Big brother Cheng, please don't do it, Zhang Manlin begged. Have you never seen a woman before? How can you touch a scheming bitch like her? Aren't you afraid of getting sick? Ah Cheng turned around and scolded his men. They lowered their heads and didn't dare to make sound. Boss told me to do as I see fit, but I'll spare your life. It's too comfortable to just kill you. Zhang Manlin looked at Ah Ching in horror. She knew it was over. No one would come to save her. You guys do it. Disfigure her face? No, don't touch my face. Zhang Manlin screamed hysterically. Her face, which resembled Huan Mian's, had once made her feel superior. She even thought that Qin Chu would fall in love with her. That wasn't your face to begin with. 5 years ago, boss paid for the best plastic surgeon to make you more beautiful. But what about you? How did you repay him? Big brother Chung, I'll never do it again. I swear, don't treat me like that. Okay? Zhang Manlin cried. What are you waiting for? Do it. Ah Ching ordered. The men slowly walked toward Zhang Manlin with daggers in their hands. Don't do this to me. Zhang Manlin cried until she was out of breath. Then, with a scream, a deep cut appeared on Zhang Manlin's cheek. Blood slowly flowed down her white cheeks. Then, there was another cut, and another, and another, and another. Zhang Manlin was in so much pain that she couldn't feel anything. She passed out completely. Big brother Chung, that's enough. After the men finished speaking, Ah Ching turned around and looked at Zhang Manlin's bloody face. He sneered, "This is what a bitch deserves. What should we do next? Leave her outside the GK Corporation as a warning to Qin Chu." Yes. Then a few big men carried the unconscious Zhang Manlin into a van with a license plate. Then, they left her outside the GK Corporation and left. When a security guard on the night shift saw this, he immediately called the police and an ambulance. The next morning, the news of Zhang Manlin's disfigurement spread throughout the company. However, Qin Chu did not visit him. He only sent his senior officials to visit him symbolically. Ms. Zhang, what happened last night? Did you see the murderer's face clearly? We've already called the police. The police will deal with it. Zhang Manlin's face was wrapped in white cloth like a mummy's. Just as she was about to say it, she hesitated. Last night, she vaguely remembered Ah Ching mentioning that if she dared to tell the police about it, he would punish her. In that case, all his family members in the countryside would be in danger. There was no doubt about Hua Xiqian's methods. He was definitely someone who would do anything. So, Zhang Manlin changed her words. No, I didn't see his face clearly. I was knocked out. Then, do you have any enemies recently? Behind the executive, a police officer was holding a notebook and preparing to take a statement. No, Zhang Manlin denied in a low voice. If that's the case, it's probably just some robbers who want to kill you for your money. You're a girl, so be careful when you walk around at night. The police officer asked a few more questions and left. Where's President Qin? Why didn't he come to see me? After the police left, Zhang Manlin looked at the executive and asked. Chapter 2828. President Qin is very busy. He just attended the opening ceremony of the new building in the development zone. He asked me to come see you and tell you to take care of yourself. The company will pay for you. You guys can leave. I don't want to see you. Zhang Manlin was furious, but she couldn't do anything about it. Ms. Zhang, get out. I told you to get out. Why aren't you leaving? Zhang Manlin exploded. You guys can leave first. It's normal for a patient to be emotionally unstable after experiencing something like this, the doctor comforted. You guys get out too. All of you get out. Zhang Manlin yelled at the doctor. We're your medical staff. No need. All of you get out. After everyone left, Zhang Manlin took out her phone and turned on the camera. She looked at her face. Then, she screamed and smashed her phone into pieces. The news of Zhang Manlin's disfigurement spread like wildfire in the company. During lunch, Bella and Jixin sat across from each other. Karma sure comes fast. Yeah, that woman probably dug her own grave. She's so two-faced and probably has a lot of enemies. Jixin also hated Zhang Manlin. That's great. We don't have to worry about her hanging around President Qin. By the way, did you know? Assistant Yang is coming back soon. That's great news. Our company is back to normal. No. I have to tell my sister this good news. Then, Jixin sent a voice message to Huamin. Sis, come out. Come out. What's up? What are you doing? Sis, in the hospital cafeteria? What a coincidence. We're eating too. Cut the crap. What's up? Tell me. Huamian knew that Ji Xin must have something to tell her since he was in such a hurry. Good news. Something happened to Zhang Manlin. Oh, about that, I know. What? You know? Yeah. When the company security found her last night, they called Qin Shu, and I knew. If you know, why are you so quiet? What else can I do? Set off firecrackers to celebrate? Huamin replied with a smile while eating. No, I think, at the very least, you should make a happy post on your WeChat moments or something. For example, say the most classic sentence. Good and evil will be repaid, and karma will be reincarnated. Look up if you don't believe me. Who will the heavens spare? That's not my style, Huamin denied. Sai, that's right. My sister is so low-key. She wouldn't post something like that on her WeChat moments where she gloats over other people's misfortune. Moreover, if someone were to find out about it, they would definitely talk about it. I was thinking too simply. Huh. But sister, this time, it's really satisfying. All right, eat your food. Huamin had expected Zhang Manlin to be in trouble. After they escaped from the kidnappers, the twins' attitude changed drastically, and they strongly recommended Zhang Manlin to their parents. He even claimed that she was a savior and allowed her to enter the company. All of this had been a trap to begin with. It was a trap that Pudding set up for Zhang Manlin. Later, Pudding and Little Bean told him everything that had happened in the mountains. That woman, Zhang Manlin, was extremely heartless. In order to protect herself, she betrayed her children. Qin Shu wanted to get rid of her at that time, but Pudding said that she didn't need her daddy's help. She had a way to get rid of her. Thus, Zhang Manlin betrayed Huasiqian. Disfigurement was the lightest punishment. With Huasiqian's temper, Zhang Manlin would have a lot of bad luck in the future. Just then, Suyu sent a WeChat message. Dr. Hua, I'm at Southside. Don't you have something to say to me? Is it convenient for me to come find you now? Thinking of Suyu, Huamin felt awkward. How was he going to tell him about the dating show? If he tried to persuade him to go on a dating show, would he scold him? Chapter 28-29. Sure. I'm at the cafeteria. Have you eaten yet? Do you want to eat? Sure. Wait for me. I'll be there soon. Not long after Suyu sent the message, he parked his car and went upstairs. Suyu's black Lamborghini was very ostentatious. Many nurses knew it was young Master Su's car just by looking at the license plate. Ever since Suyu fell in love with Huamin, Southside was almost flat because of him. Wow, young Master Su is here. He's so handsome in person. I don't know how lucky the actresses at Imperial Star are to see such a handsome boss every day. No need to ask. Young Master Su must be here to see our vice director. Yeah. I'm so jealous that the vice director can be good friends with young Master Su. The nurses on the first floor chatted with each other like crazy. Some of them even walked up to him and told him, Young Master Su, our vice director is at the cafeteria. I know. Suyu smiled and nodded. Then he continued walking. The cafeteria opened at 11 a.m. and lasted for 2 hours until 1 a.m. Many medical staff and hospital staff ate here. Sometimes, patients even bought their own prepaid cards to eat here. Huamin was usually the last one to arrive. There were fewer people at this time, so there was still room to sit and stand. Although there weren't many people, Suyu still caused a commotion when he walked in. Suyu liked to wear Versace casual clothes. He liked plain white, which was a clean color. White short-sleeved shirt, beige casual pants, Lamborghini keys in his hand, and a black 7-piece cell phone. He was the epitome of a rich and handsome man. This way, Huamin raised his hand and said to Suyu. Suyu walked over. What are you cooking today? There are more than 10 dishes. What do you want to eat? Huamin asked with a smile. Suyu glanced at Huamin's plate. Stir-fried pork with black fungus, yellow croaker with black bean sauce, stir-fried broccoli, and roasted pork ribs. Not bad. I'll eat yours. After that, Suyu brought Huamin's plate over. Hey, I already ate that. Huamin was implying that she didn't think he was dirty. What are you afraid of? You don't have bird flu. Suyu glanced at Huamin and retorted. All right. Ha, you scoundrel. Even talking back to me is so sonorous and forceful. Huamin smiled helplessly. He got up and swiped his card to buy another set of food. He also scooped a lot of rice because he knew that Suyu had a big appetite. How is it? Any improvements? Huamin asked. Delicious, not bad, so you praise repeatedly. By the way, are you busy with the company recently? I'm busy. Didn't Little Bean and Pudding tell you? Our company signed a contract for a Qing Dynasty Palace drama. Other than the artists in our company, we also invited a few popular idols to join us. The production is huge, and I've been working on it. Oh, I also invited Pudding and Little Bean to guest star in the drama. What can they guest star in? Huamin was shocked. They can play the little princess of a prince's mansion. I've never heard of a prince in the Qing dynasty having twins. Huamian had read a lot of books, including the historical records. She vaguely remembered that there were very few records about twins. It doesn't matter. The audience doesn't care if there are twins or not. As long as the drama is good, it's fine. Then aren't you changing history? Huamian retorted. Chapter 28:30. So what? If it doesn't work, I won't use the Qing dynasty. I'll just use the background. Okay, you win. Anyway, I'll make sure the twins have a good time. Yesterday, I took them to the audition and they looked really good. You don't know how cute they are with makeup on. So you seem to be in a good mood and kept talking to Huamin about the company. Huamin thought that Suyu was so busy that he shouldn't talk about the dating show. But thinking of Suyu's mother's advice, Huamin decided to give it a try. Hey, what do you think of the reality show? Reality show? It's not bad. Isn't it very popular now? Many artists don't even take on TV shows and movies. I heard that last year, an A-list male star joined a reality show and his net worth was 48 million. It's easy to make money, so you commented as the boss of a film and television company and an insider. Then, have you ever thought of going on a reality show? Huamin continued to probe. Me? So you was slightly surprised. Haha, are you kidding? That's what artists do. Why should I, the boss of a company, join the fun? I don't want fans or fame. No, I saw a parent-child show 2 years ago. The boss of a film and television company brought his son to the show. I think it's very meaningful. You can give it a try and give yourself more experience. Forget it. Why is a reality show called a reality show? It's just a show. It's not real. Don't take it seriously. Some TV stations force couples in order to make the show popular. Some deliberately create rumors about actors and actresses, and some even do it for kids. It's disgusting. These people will do anything for ratings and money. Plus, reality shows have scripts and must be designed according to the scripts. I don't know if you've seen a dating show before. They invited an A-list female star and a C-list male star to be a couple, but the response wasn't great. Not long after, the female star announced that she was married to another male star. That's the effect of the show's failure. I think it's quite boring. To be honest, I don't recommend my employees to participate in reality shows because their acting skills will deteriorate. Actors are actors because they want to act, not because they want to be a vase. What the audience wants is the feeling of being fully immersed in a TV show. They don't want to see you jump between scenes. Do you understand? You're right, President Su. I understand. Huamin. It was the first time he had seen Suyu give such a long speech in such a professional manner. His expression was adorable. Hey, it's an occupational hazard. I often say things like this in meetings. Don't take it to heart, haha. No, I'm just giving you a suggestion. Why are you suddenly thinking about reality shows? And why are you asking so much? Don't tell me. You want Chinshu to take the kids to a parent-child reality show? So you laughed. Of course not. With Mr. Chin's personality, do you think he'll agree? Huamin shook his head. Don't tell me you want me to take the twins to a parent-child reality show? Haha, no, don't think too much. Huamin couldn't stop laughing. Suyu's imagination was really wild. Then what did you want to talk to me about? Suyu finished eating and wiped his mouth with a napkin. I wanted to ask if you have a girlfriend, okay? Huamin smiled awkwardly. Chapter 28:31. No. Why? Are you going to introduce me to someone? No. Then why are you asking? I care about you. If you care about me, then divorce Qin Shu and marry me. Huamin, huh? I'm just kidding. Don't take it seriously. I know. Okay. You really don't have anything else to talk to me about? Nothing else. Seeing Su Yu's aversion to reality shows, Huamin didn't want to say anything else. He knew he'd be rejected anyway. Okay. Then I'll treat it as a free meal from Dr. Hua. Sure. You're always welcome. Huamin smiled. Okay. I'll leave you to it. I'll go now, okay? All right. I just remembered something. Su Yu walked a few steps and suddenly remembered something, so he turned back around. What is it? In 3 days, Hui Yinyan's mother, Shan Jiani's case will be heard, right? Yes. Will you and Qin Shu be there? Su Yu asked. No, I don't have time. I have an operation in 3 days. Plus, Qin Shu said, I don't need to go. He won't go either. If that's the case, then Qin Shu must have made arrangements. I'm relieved. Otherwise, I would have helped you get rid of that scumbag. No need. Mr. Qin must have made arrangements. Okay, I trust Qin Shu. Su Yu nodded and left with his car keys. It was just a simple meal. Huamin didn't say anything else. Zhang Manlin was admitted to the first hospital. Ever since she was admitted, no one came to see her except for people from the company. She didn't have many friends, so she felt especially lonely at this time. The twins showed up at the first hospital in the afternoon with their driver and bodyguards. Pudding told her to go directly, but Little Bean insisted on buying a bunch of chrysanthemums. There were white and yellow chrysanthemums. They were beautiful, but they looked a little scary. Outside Zhang Manlin's room, the twins didn't even knock before entering. Who is it? She turned around, her face covered in bandages. Oh my God, Annie Zhang, what happened to you? You're wrapped up like a mummy. Little Bean ran over and exclaimed, What are you doing here? There were no outsiders here, so Zhang Manlin's tone was harsh. She didn't like the twins and had once wanted to kill them. Of course I'm here to see you. I heard something happened to you. What's wrong? Why is your face covered? Did someone beat you up? Little Bean tried not to laugh. Before Zhang Manlin could say anything, Pudding continued. Miss Zhang, now that I've seen your situation, I truly believe that good and evil will always be rewarded. What do you mean by that? Zhang Manlin sat up and yelled at the two kids. It's obvious. Don't pretend that you don't understand. There are no outsiders here. Back in the mountains, you betrayed us to protect yourself. You know very well, don't you? Okay, I finally understand now. I was wondering why you were so kind to let me come to the company and even told your dad that I saved you. It was all a trap. Zhang Manlin finally realized what was going on. Oh my God, you just figured it out? You need money to fix your brain? Your IQ is worrying. Little Bean covered her mouth and laughed. Pudding looked at Zhang Manlin calmly and said, Good and evil are separated by a single thought. Miss Zhang, if you had saved us in Taoyuan village and sent us back to my dad, none of this would have happened. Unfortunately, you were always greedy and wanted to use us to get benefits. In the end, you ended up like this. So, it looks like Qin Shu knows that you and your daughter are just putting on an act, right? Zhang Manlin was furious when she found out the truth. Chapter 28:32. Actually, Miss Zhang, you should thank me. It was my idea that allowed you to live until now. If it were up to my daddy, you would have been a corpse by now. Zhang Manlin was speechless. Do you really think my daddy is interested in you? You're so shameless. Why don't you look at yourself in the mirror? Do you really think a fake product can imitate my mommy? Do you think you can imitate the things in my mommy's bones? My daddy and mommy have seen through your little scheme. To them, you're just a clown who doesn't know her own limits. I really pity you. Little Bean mocked. Your whole family dared to set me up. You'll all die a horrible death. Realizing that she had been set up, Zhang Manlin went completely crazy. I'm sorry. You're the one who's going to die a horrible death. Here, take your flowers. Then, Little Bean placed all the chrysanthemums in her hands beside Zhang Manlin's bed and took out her phone to take pictures. Here, smile. Look here. Say eggplant. Little Bean took pictures with her phone. Zhang Manlin picked up a glass of water from the table and threw it at Little Bean's head. The bodyguard behind her reacted quickly and caught it with his bare hands. Good job. Throw it back, Little Bean ordered. The bodyguard didn't say anything and threw the glass back. Zhang Manlin's head exploded. Help! Help! Someone is trying to kill me. Zhang Manlin's screams immediately attracted the attention of many medical staff. What happened? The doctor asked. They want to kill me and set me up. Call the police and arrest them. Zhang Manlin yelled. The doctor and nurse turned around and saw a pair of adorable twins standing there, their eyes dazed and adorable. Uncle Doctor, we're here to visit Annie Zhang. She seems to be traumatized and her brain isn't working well. I suggest that you transfer her to a mental hospital for treatment after her wounds heal. The results will be better. Little Bean blinked her big eyes and said innocently, Looks like she's really sick. What a pity. She was fine, but she dug her own grave. Pudding sighed. Don't listen to their nonsense. I'm telling you, these two brats are very smart. They're very scheming. Don't be fooled by these two brats. Zhang Manlin scolded fiercely. However, no one believed Zhang Manlin. Miss Zhang, we understand that your emotions are unstable right now, but you can't do anything to the child. You should rest first. Scram. All of you scram. None of you are good people. The arrival of the twins sent Zhang Manlin into a frenzy. When they came out, Pudding was quite satisfied and had a smile on her face the entire time. Little Bean video chatted with Gao, Buiyuan, and gossiped. Did you see that? That's bitch Zhang. She's been trying to hurt me and my sister. She even tried to seduce my daddy. Look at her. Yeah, she's nothing compared to Anna Huamin, Gao, Buiyuan agreed. Ahem. Chin Moo Moo. Can you not be so obvious when you're talking about love? Aren't you embarrassed to say this in front of me? Pudding glanced at her from the corner of her eyes. If you don't like it, you can video chat with Wei Yunshu, Little Bean retorted. Pudding, sis, this time we've completely offended bitch Zhang. Should we do something more aggressive? Otherwise, when she comes back to life, she'll definitely come after us again, Little Bean asked. Chapter 28:33. Don't worry. This time, I won't let bitch Zhang come back to life, Pudding said confidently. Sis, are you going to kill someone? Is it illegal to kill someone? Little Bean pretended to be surprised. Idiot, what day and age are we living in? Who would still do something illegal? Our method of killing someone with a borrowed knife is pretty good. Although I don't know why that big bad Huasiqian didn't kill Zhang Manlin directly, I have a feeling that she won't live for long. Plus, living is torture. So, sis, you're saying that the last time we saw bitch Zhang was the last time? Little Bean asked with a smile. Yeah. Wow, perfect. I feel so much better now that the thorn in my side is gone. The twins walked out of the hospital with swagger. On the other hand, Huiyinyan's mother's case was about to go to court. She was at her wit's end. After that day, Shenmingxi didn't come back, and they broke up. But this time, she didn't know if it was out of spite or out of sincerity. Huiyinyan was angry that Shenmingxi didn't help her, so she refused to admit her mistake. She even blocked Shenmingxi's WeChat and phone number. I thought you didn't want to come back to this house. Ha, fine. Even if you want to come back, I won't let you. This isn't a kindergarten where you can come and go as you please. Tomorrow, I'll change all the locks and throw your things out, Huiyinyan said as she smashed Shenmingxi's ashtray on the floor. Mommy, why isn't Uncle Shen back yet? I miss him so much, Tian Tian said as she pulled on her mother's arm. Don't think about it. He doesn't even care about us. Why do you miss him? Plus, he's not your biological father. Mommy will find you a richer man in the future. The more Huiyin thought about it, the angrier she got. Everything she said was out of anger. I don't want to. I like Uncle Shun. Uncle Shun treats Tian Tian so well. He even buys delicious food and dolls for Tian Tian. You're still a child after all. You were bribed with just a little favor. Tian Tian, let me tell you, your Uncle Shun won't come back. He doesn't want us anymore. He's willing to be a coward and ignore your grandmother. I don't want to live with such a man. Don't mention him in the future. After that, Huinyan carried her daughter downstairs. She first drove her daughter to the kindergarten and then contacted Lawyer Wang's assistant. Then, he made an appointment to meet Lawyer Wang again. Law firm when Huinyan went in, Lawyer Wang seemed to know that she would come back, so he had a lecherous smile on his face. How is it? Miss Hua, have you thought it through? Mr. Wang, I actually wanted to ask if I can pay you more. What kind of woman do you want? I can arrange it for you. Yin Yin wasn't an idiot. She thought of an idea. She would rather pay more than sleep with the old man. Oh, Miss Hua, to be honest, although I'm not a famous lawyer now, I don't lack money. As for women, I can have as many as I want. Most importantly, Miss Hua, your temperament really attracts me. So, I thought, even if it's just once, I'm willing to do it. As he spoke, Lawyer Wang's hand slowly moved to Hua Yinyan's thigh. Then, it moved up and down. It was extremely disgusting. Hua Yinyan wanted to resist, but she knew that if she gave up, she wouldn't have another chance. Then, her mother wouldn't stand a chance either. So, she closed her eyes, gritted her teeth, and decided to sacrifice this one time. Chapter 2834. Seeing that Hua Yinyan wasn't resisting, the old pervert became even more brazen. He placed his other hand on Hua Yinyan's chest. Hua Yinyan's other hand wasn't idle either. Being touched by an old pervert, Hua Yinyan didn't like it. But at the thought of opening a way out for her mother, she forced herself to endure. Just as Mr. Wang leaned over and kissed Hua Yinyan's lips, the office door was flung open. Hey, I told you you can't go in. How can you do this? I'll call security. Mr. Wang's assistant yelled. Hua Yinyan and Mr. Wang turned around. A young man stood at the door and looked at Hua Yinyan with an extremely cold gaze. Ming Shi, Hua Yinyan's mind went blank. Someone told me that you sold your body to save your mother, but I didn't believe it. I said that no matter how muddle-headed Yin Yin was, she wouldn't do something so immoral. It seems I overestimated you. Hui Yin Yin, you're good. You're awesome. Shun Mingxi sneered. Yin Yin pushed away the old pervert on top of her and stood up to explain. Mingxi, it's not like that. I didn't want to, but you know I had no choice. That's right. For your mother, you have no bottom line. You can do anything. You are very similar to your mother in this aspect. What do you mean? Hui Yin Yin was furious. You know what I mean. I really regret being with you for so long, but I always thought you were a kind and virtuous girl. I didn't care when you got divorced, when you had kids, and when Wang bullied you. I always believed that you were gentle and kind, but what about you? What you've done has disappointed me. Hui Yin Yin, since you're such a scheming bitch, why are you still pretending to be a white lotus? I'm a white lotus? Hee. Hui Yin Yin's lips twitched and sneered. Isn't that so? Although Wei Ying is arrogant, she's always made it obvious that she's domineering. You've always played the weak one, but in fact, you're the one who knows everything. You approached me with ulterior motives, didn't you? So you was right. You had ulterior motives for me from the very beginning. When your father was still alive, you probably wanted to marry me because you wanted to protect the shares that belonged to you and your mother. After that, you approached me because you wanted me to help you take revenge and deal with Wasichian. Now, if I don't help you, you want to sell your body to an old and ugly man. Hui Yin Yin, you're really scary. I'm scary? Who forced me to be like this? It's all because of you. If you hadn't refused to help me, would I have done this? Shin Mingxi, if I'm a scheming bitch, then you're not a good person either. We're in the same boat. Are you with me purely out of love? Isn't it because you're overflowing with compassion? You pity us and think that you're Jesus, a savior, a philanthropist. You're the greatest, and you're the only good person in the world, right? So, that's how you see me? Shen Mingxi's heart sank at this moment. How else should I see you? Hui Yin Yin asked back. It seems I shouldn't have come today and interrupted your good time. I'm sorry. Let's continue. I hope you won't regret what you've done today. I wish you success in rescuing your mother. With that, Shin Mingxi turned around and walked away. Mingxi, Hui Yin Yin called after him with a conflicted expression. Miss Hua, let's continue. I really like the black stockings you're wearing today. The old man hugged Hui Yin Yin from behind and kissed her behind her ear. Chapter 2835. Hua Yin Yin wanted to curse back at the old man and push him away with all her might. But she didn't have the courage. She still needed to ask him to help her with the lawsuit. Thinking about her mother who was still in prison, Yin Yin gritted her teeth and acquiesced. That night, everyone who hadn't seen each other in a long time decided to meet at Chuxiang Restaurant. Tang Chuan was a foodie and had sharp eyes. As soon as he heard that the new Hunan restaurant in the downtown area was delicious, he immediately booked a private room. Then, at 8 o'clock, everyone was in place, including the children of each family. Chun Jian and I Yang didn't drink much, so they helped take care of the twins, Wei Yun Shu and Gao Buyuan. In the main seat sat Qin Shu, Huamin, and Su Yu, followed by Gao Ran, Zhu Lingling, Jiang Xiaowei, Wei Liao, Tang Chuan, and Qin Ning. Huamin originally wanted to invite Jixin and Bella, but he remembered that their relationship hadn't been made public yet, and it would be embarrassing if they came. So, he gave up on the idea. I was wondering why we're having dinner today. Shinjiani's court date is tomorrow. I think it's better to celebrate after her verdict. Gao Ran laughed. Director Gao, when you mentioned Shinjiani, I remembered a piece of gossip. Do you want to hear it? Give me 666 in the group, if you want to hear it. Tang Chuan laughed. You're crazy about streaming. 666? You look like 888. Why don't you give me 250? So you teased. Look at you don't understand? Streaming apps are everywhere, and it's so popular. All the streamers will do anything to make money. Last night, when I couldn't sleep, I saw a streamer digging up graves with a shovel in the middle of the night. Fuck, that level of excitement was 5 stars. What? You secretly watched a streamer stream last night? Qin Ning grabbed Tang Chuan's ear. Tang Chuan hurriedly explained, Oh my god, I only watch male streamers. Don't misunderstand. You don't know that I like to play games, so I occasionally watch game streamers and commentaries. Think about it. There are many female anchors who wear revealing clothes and act coquettishly. They keep saying that there's nothing wrong with brother, and thank you, brother. Then, they earn more than 100,000 a month. What would the office workers who squeeze into public transport, subway trains, and work overtime think? If everyone quits to become anchors, wouldn't society be in chaos? Although Su Yu had a cheerful personality, he was still relatively conservative when it came to certain matters. Therefore, when it came to criticizing the streamer, he seemed to be a little angry. Lord Su, you don't understand. You have to keep up with the trends. Although you're the president of an entertainment company, your thinking is outdated. Tang Chuan said, I'm outdated, I'm willing. Su Yu rolled his eyes at Tang Chuan. Huh, I won't argue with you. My sister-in-law's words are authoritative. Sister-in-law, what do you think of this? Tang Chuan threw the question to Huamin. You seem to have gone off topic. Why are you talking about the streamers? Didn't you say that Shun Jiani's court hearing is tomorrow and that you have gossip for us? Huamin looked serious. We were all fooled by Tang Chuan. He went off topic and went to the Arctic. If it weren't for Mion's quick wits, he would have talked about the interstellar. Jiang Xiaowei covered her mouth and laughed. Yes, my sister-in-law is smart. Do you guys want to hear it? I really do know something big. Tang Chuan pretended to be mysterious. Chapter 28:36. We don't need to ask you. You can't help but blurt it out yourself. Su Yu laughed. Just then, the waiter knocked on the door and came in to serve the dishes. Oh, the dishes are here. Let's chat while we eat. Little bean, pudding, I ordered small portions for you. Am I good enough? Tang Chuan stretched his neck and asked the twins who were playing happily on the other side of the table. MHM, you're very loyal. Little Bean gave him a thumbs up. Come on, call me uncle. Tang Chuan gestured with his finger. I'll slap your face. You want to trick us into calling you uncle with just one meal? It seems like you haven't grown up yet, Little Bean said. He's still a kid. Don't lower yourself to his level. Come on, let's continue playing. Pudding was like a little adult, playing Gamoku happily with Wei Yunshu. Tang Chuan was speechless. Ha ha ha, are you stupid now? Qin Ning couldn't stop laughing. Do you think my 2 babies are that easy to fool? Huamin also laughed. Are you sure you're not looking for death by comparing your IQ with theirs? Zhu Lingling teased. Okay, I admit defeat, Pretend I didn't say anything. Let's continue the topic, okay? Guys, this is definitely big news. You'll be surprised after you hear it. Tang Chuan deliberately tried to sell the topic. You ordered so many dishes. Young Master Tang, you're really generous today. Wei Liao chuckled as he looked at the dazzling array of dishes on the table. Fuck, are you guys going to listen to me or not? Tang Chuan looked helpless. Seeing that no one was cooperating with him, he glanced at Qin Shu. Brother-in-law, come on. You're the most powerful one here. Give me some face and ask me. In the end, Tang Chuan had no choice but to look at Qin Shu, the king of silence. Qin Shu was reading the important reports sent by the company on his phone, but he wasn't idle either. He heard Tang Chuan's words clearly. So what is the big news that you know? Qin Shu actually asked obediently. Wow, my brother actually gave you face. That's not easy. Qin Ning patted Tang Chuan's shoulder. Tang Chuan was so excited that he clenched his fists and said, Thank you, my brother-in-law. Ha! Comrades, here's the thing. Isn't Shun Jiani going court soon? Well then, Gao Ran continued to ask. Hui Yinyan has been looking for lawyers all this time. Most of the lawyers don't dare to take on this case because they don't want to offend us. Cut the crap and get to the point. Jiang Xiaowei smiled while adding more dishes. Sister-in-law Xiaowei, don't worry. Here's the main point. So, Hui Yinyan made a deal with a lawyer in private. Not only did she have to pay him 1,000,000 yuan in legal fees, she also had to sleep with him. Haha. Are you serious? That shouldn't be possible, right? 1,000,000 is more or less the same. It shouldn't be enough to go to bed, right? Besides, would she dare? Would young Master Shun let her do that? Jiang Xiaowei shook her head. Sister-in-law Xiaowei, you don't know. You didn't see what happened that day. Lord Su probably didn't learn from you guys. Learn what? Jiang Xiaowei's face was full of question marks. Hui Yinyan went to a nightclub in the middle of the night to find Shen Mingxi. Lord Su and I were both there that night. They had a falling out and said they broke up, and, as far as I know, Shen Mingxi has been living in the Shun family's old mansion ever since that day. Shen Mingxi isn't an idiot. He would rather not be with Hui Yinyan than help Shen Jiani. After all, he can't afford to offend Lord Su and my brother-in-law, right? Really? Then Hui Yinyan is sacrificing a lot. But I'm more curious about which law firm is brave enough to take on this case. Zhu Lingling couldn't help but ask. Chapter 28:37. It's me. Huamin pursed his lips shyly. Then, everyone's emojis exploded. Gao ran. Wow, that's the third one. They're way ahead in terms of numbers. Huamin, Wei Liao. If it's a boy, they'll have both a son and a daughter. Jiang Xiaowei. Even if it's a girl, they'll still benefit. They have good genes and are all beautiful. Qin Ning. Then I'm going to be an aunt again. I'm so happy. Hey, my uncle and the others don't know yet, right? Huamin. Yeah, I haven't told them yet. I don't want more people to know that I'm pregnant. Zhu Lingling. Right. Especially Hua Xiqian, that big bad guy. Chunjia. Mian. Why don't you apply for leave? You have a lot of work to do at the hospital. It's not good for the baby. And Aiyong. Sis, you should quit. You're just a deputy director. Don't be a director. Huamin. I'm not that pretentious, okay? Plus, it took me years to get to the position of deputy director. It's not easy. Tang Chuan, sister-in-law, if you give birth to a son this time, you have to hold a party for his 1-month-old birthday. I'll extort a fortune from you two tycoons. Let's set it at 180,000 yuan per table. Huamin, wow, 188,000 yuan per table? Do you want to eat Tang Sing's meat? That expensive? Tang Chuan, Lord Su, you're going to be a godfather again. Are you excited? Suyu, yes, I am. I'm very happy for her. Although he said he was happy, Suyu was still a little disappointed. Only he knew how he felt. Huamin, all right, stop making a fuss. When my baby is born, I can blackmail these uncles and aunties again. Hurry up and prepare the gifts. He will come out to greet you in less than 8 months. Zhu Lingling. In that case, it's already been 2 months. You're really something. You actually hid it for so long? Huamin, I didn't mean to hide it from you. It's just that too many things have happened recently, so I didn't have the time to tell you. Qin Shu, that's why I won't let her leave my side, Mr. Qin announced domineeringly. Ha! I won't leave even if you chase me away, okay? Huamin leaned his head against Qin Shu and acted like a spoiled child. In front of others, Huamin was always a wise man with a high IQ, but only in front of Qin Shu. She was shy, acted like a spoiled child, and acted cute. She was always like a child being coaxed, flattered, and spoiled. Jiang Xiaowei and Zhu Lingling were both very happy, but in private, they still felt emotional. In this world, if there was a type of extreme spoiling, it would be Qin Shu who spoiled Huamin. He spoiled her to the point that even gods and men would hate him. It could be said that if Huamin one day became a villain or a terrorist, Qin Shu would never put justice before family. He would never even consider betraying the world with Huamin. It was a love that bordered on obsession. Rick once said that he felt that Qin Shu's love for Huamin was a little paranoid and even a little morbid. Even so, this type of love was something that could only be found by chance. There weren't many women in the world who could get it. Huamin was indeed a lucky woman. Tang Chuan, you guys are showing off your love again of... Good thing I'm not single anymore. Come, Ning Ning, give me a kiss. Qin Ning, kiss my ass. Tang Chuan, why kiss my sister? I don't even like hot chicks. I'll just kiss my wife. So, as the only single person here, Lord Su, what do you want to say right now? Wei Liao used his phone as a microphone and put it next to Su Yu's mouth. Chapter 28:38. Su Yu, young Master Wei, you're so cool. Did your family know that you went to the Heavenly Fragrance last weekend? Wei Liao, fuck, don't set me up. Lord Su, if I don't set you up, I'll set you up. Who told you to keep reminding me that I'm single? This time, Lord Su was being arrogant. Everyone burst out laughing. Wei Liao, good job. No wonder you came home late. You went to the Heavenly Fragrance, Jiang Xiaowei said with a smile. That's right. Don't be fooled by Wei Liao's personality. He's actually very smart. Honey, let me explain. Wei Liao didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I won't stop. Let me ask you, you got off work 5 minutes later than usual. How can you do this to me? 5 minutes. What can I do in 5 minutes? Wei Liao cried out. Don't you know what you can do in 5 minutes? Jiang Xiaowei glared at him. Ha. You're amazing, young Master Wei. You look so healthy, but it's only 5 minutes. Tang Chuan burst out laughing. Is this the highest level of insulting your own husband? Gao Ran laughed as well. Oh no. Lord Su provoked a war between the Wei couple with one sentence. Wei Yinshu, come back, your parents are going to fight. Zhu Lingling yelled on purpose. Calm down, Annie Lingling. This kind of thing doesn't happen in our family. At least, I haven't seen it in the past few years since I was born. My daddy never talked back to my mommy. Wei Yunshu said matter-of-factly. Oh, you're a henpecked husband. Tang Chuan laughed evilly. You're almost there too. Don't laugh at me, okay? Wei Liao patted Tang Chuan's shoulder as if he had been there before. My Ning Ning isn't that fierce. She's gentle. Tang Chuan hugged Qin Ning's waist and continued to flaunt their love. Lord Su, you and Beauty and yet don't stand a chance? Jiang Xiaowei suddenly asked. I never did, okay? You guys wrote in your hearts, didn't you? So you didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Let's talk business. Hui Yinyan will bring that third-rate lawyer's defense tomorrow. Xinjiani's case might be delayed. Gao Ran's sudden appearance. There won't be a delay. I won't let her get away with it. Look, Hua. Well, look, Yin Yin is right, Hui Yinyan Hua. Here, honey, open your mouth. I'll feed you pork trotters. Gao Ran picked up half of the pork trotters and handed it to her. Damn it, to save time, you didn't peel the shrimp for me. Instead, you fed me pork trotters. Zhu Lingling was speechless. They had a great time at the party. When they went back, the twins were tired and fell asleep in the back. Ever since Huamin got pregnant, she used an RV to pick her up and drop her off, except for work. Qin Shu would drive a sports car, a Bentley, or a Rolls-Royce. But whenever he went out with Huamin, he would always switch to an RV because it was spacious and comfortable. Honey, yeah? Starting tomorrow, you're not allowed to drive to work. Why? Huamin looked surprised. I studied the route you take to work. It's not easy to drive on the road because there are too many potholes. Your sports car has a low chassis. I'm afraid it won't be stable and hurt our baby. You're not that delicate. Huamin didn't think much of it. So, do you want to resign or change your car? Qin Chu asked directly. Huamin once again felt Qin Chu's domineering aura. Chapter 28:39. Don't resign. Huamin pursed her lips. Then we'll switch cars. But the RV is too big. I'm afraid I won't be able to find the right space, and it'll be troublesome to reverse, Huamin argued. Who wants you to drive? What else? Huamin was shocked. The chauffeur will drive, my gosh. So, starting tomorrow, I'll need a motorbike to drive me to work? Huamin was surprised. No, there will be 2 bodyguards inside, Qin Chu added. Huamin was speechless. So, do you want to consider quitting? No, definitely not. I'll just have a chauffeur. Wouldn't bodyguards be too flashy? Huamin felt awkward. Do you think it's more important to feel awkward or our baby in your belly? Qin Chu asked. Okay, you win. Mr. Qin's simple words convinced Huamin, and he easily took back her sports car. It was a luxurious RV with a chauffeur and bodyguards. Wasn't this more powerful than the mayor? Honey, won't Huasiqian get suspicious? If he finds out I'm pregnant, I'm afraid. Don't be afraid of anything. I'll take care of everything. Qin Chu held Huamin's hand tightly. Okay. Huamin nodded, warmth rising in her heart. She believed that Qin Chu would know what to do as long as he said it. Honey, do we really not need to go to the hearing tomorrow? No need. Then, have you made arrangements with Hui Yinyan's lawyer? Huamin thought. Arrangements? I guess so. Qin Chu's lips curled up coldly, and he didn't say anything else. Huamin felt a little sleepy. She leaned on Qin Chu's shoulder and dozed off. Honey, yeah, what should we name our second child? It won't be too late to wait until he's born. When the time comes, we must hold a full moon party. And wait, we haven't even held a wedding, huh? I'll make it up for you. I promise. Qin Chu reached out his hand and stroked the bangs on her forehead. Yes, I'll wait. I'll wait for that day. No matter how late it is, even if I'm 60 years old, I'll announce to the world that I'm married to you. Huamin was really sleepy. After saying that, he fell asleep. You don't have to wait until you're 60, Mian. After we take care of Huasiqian, we'll hold our wedding. I'll cover the entire city with red silk and tell everyone that I, Qin Chu, am lucky enough to marry you, Huamin. Qin Chu's voice was soft because he didn't want to wake her up. Unfortunately, Huamin was in a deep sleep and couldn't hear him. Daddy, it's not good for you to confess to Mommy when she's asleep. Pudding woke up at some point and leaned over from the back seat. It's not good to eavesdrop on Daddy. I didn't eavesdrop. I just listened. Daddy, you didn't accompany Mommy when she was pregnant with us last time. This time, you must protect her, Pudding said. Of course. Qin Chu nodded and tightened his arms around Huamin. The truth is, Mommy's life isn't easy. Everyone thinks she's smart and fearless in the face of danger. In fact, she's just a weak woman. She's not that strong, of course. In my eyes, your mommy will always be a little girl, just like when I first met her. Qin Chu smiled warmly. No wonder the books say that the best love is when you spoil her like a child and she worships you like a hero. Pudding tilted her head and sighed. Late at night, in the first hospital's plastic surgery department ward, Zhang Manlin suddenly woke up from her sleep. At this moment, she saw a dark shadow standing by the door. Chapter 28:40. Who's there? Who's there? Zhang Manlin panicked. No one spoke, but the black figure was getting closer and closer. Help! Before she could say the word, help, the black figure was in front of her. Then, he covered her mouth with his hand. Under the moonlight, Zhang Manlin slowly looked up. Then, her pupils dilated and dilated. The man in front of her had a devilish smile on his face. He was wearing a black leather jacket, and his hairstyle was different from usual. It was the first time she had seen such an unruly appearance, so she was shocked. Big Brother Chien. Zhang Manlin almost couldn't hear her own voice because it was trembling so much. Big Brother Chien? Oh, it seems like you think I'm that lovesick fool. The man's voice was a little hoarse and was indeed different from usual. Big Brother Chien, I know I've done you wrong. Please don't kill me. I don't want to die. I know I was wrong. I won't do it again. I've received the punishment I deserved. When I get out of the hospital, I'll go back to my hometown in the mountain village. I won't come back. Please don't kill me. The person Zhang Manlin was most afraid of was Hua Xiqian. In fact, she didn't want to betray him in the first place. It was all because the twins and Qin Chu played a big game of chess and set Zhang Manlin up. Otherwise, she wouldn't have dared to do this even if she had 10 more guts. Because in the past 5 years, she knew what kind of person Hua Xiqian was. Especially when he smiled, it was frightening and made people's scalps tingle. I told you, I'm not him. He's been really kind lately. He didn't even protect a traitor like you. Is it just disfigurement? Hua Xiqian, no. Hua Xiqian's second personality, Jack, grabbed Zhang Manlin's chin tightly. Then he stared at the bandaged face. Big Brother Chien, no? Zhang Manlin was scared out of her wits. She didn't even have time to think if the person in front of her was Hua Xiqian or his second personality. She only felt that if Hua Xiqian's true body appeared here, then she would definitely be dead. TSK, TSK. Since he can't bear to do it, then I'll do it for him. After all, he's responsible for the murder. That son of a bitch. How dare he take so many drugs to force me out? Jack's eyes were filled with hatred. Because Hua Xiqian had been using a lot of drugs to suppress the cranial nerves, Jack's personality had not appeared for a long time. It was rare for Hua Xiqian to stay up late and forget to take his medicine, so he took advantage of the situation. The first thing he wanted to do after coming out was to create some trouble. If I kill you before swaggering out of the hospital, the cameras will capture everything. Let's see how he deals with it then. I believe he won't be willing to go to jail. With that, Jack covered Zhang Manlin's mouth with one hand and gripped her neck with the other. Zhang Manlin felt like she couldn't breathe. Big Brother Chien. No, don't. She struggled to say something, but no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't make a sound. It was the first time she felt so close to death. Hua Xiqian used 100% of his strength. Zhang Manlin knew that he wanted to kill her. Just then, footsteps came from outside the ward. Then, there was a knock on the door. Jack frowned slightly. Chapter 2841. Miss Zhang, are you asleep? Zhang Manlin's mouth was covered, so she couldn't speak. She shook her head anxiously. Okay, you're lucky today. I'll come back for you. Then Jack sneered, opened the window, and jumped out of the 6th floor with the help of the steel wire. He was as light as a swallow. Help! Zhang Manlin finally reacted and screamed after Jack left. The person outside the door heard her and immediately rushed in. It was Zhang Shubao, the security guard, the first man who slept with Zhang Manlin. Ever since he found out that Zhang Manlin was hospitalized, he wanted to visit her, but he had been on duty recently. He finally got off work early today, but it was already midnight. He couldn't sleep, so he thought about it and bought some fruits to visit her. If Zhang Manlin was asleep, he would put the things down and leave, but he didn't expect that. He would coincidentally save Zhang Manlin's life. Miss Zhang, what's wrong? Zhang Shubao came in and hugged the scared Zhang Manlin. Quick, call the police. Someone wants to kill me. Who wants to kill you? Tell me slowly. Hua Xiqian wants to kill me. Call the police. Call the police. Zhang Manlin grabbed Zhang Shubao's collar and shook him like a crazy person, begging him to call the police. Okay, calm down. I'll call the police for you. Zhang Shubao didn't dare to ask more, so he immediately took out his phone and called 110 for Zhang Manlin. The police were very efficient, and in less than 10 minutes, 2 police officers who were on a night shift at the nearest police station arrived. Who called the police just now? The police asked. I called the police. Zhang Manlin was covered with a hospital blanket. Her hair was messy, and the gauze on her face was still there. Why did you call the police? The police officer held a pen and notebook, ready to take down her statement. Officer, someone wants to kill me. Hurry up and arrest him. He almost strangled me. Zhang Manlin said agitatedly. Calm down. Tell us your name, age, home address, and work unit. Tell us your information first. Miss Zhang, don't be anxious. Take your time to tell the police. Yes, officer, I also want to call the police. This man raped me. In the cellar, he raped me 3 times. Zhang Manlin pointed at Zhang Shubao and said, Zhang Shubao didn't expect Zhang Manlin to bite back at him, so he was speechless. The 2 policemen looked at each other. You two, what's your relationship? It's so late. Why are you here? The policeman looked at Zhang Shubao and asked, We're friends. We both work at GK. Ms. Zhang was recently hospitalized, so I came to visit her after my night shift. I don't know you. You lied. You raped me. You're not a good person. You're a bastard. After speaking, Zhang Manlin grabbed a policeman's arm and said excitedly, Police, someone just snuck into my room and tried to kill me. Don't be hasty. Speak slowly. Who wants to kill you? Hua Xiqian. It's definitely Hua Xiqian. Hua Xiqian? Which was Xiqian? The policeman was slightly surprised. He's that famous big shot. Don't you know Hua Xiqian? Zhang Manlin asked. Don't tell me it's the boss of the Hua Corporation? One of the policemen asked. Isn't President Hua Mayor Yan's son-in-law? They're about to get married. The wedding is in a few days. Are you kidding me? The other policeman stared at Zhang Manlin in disbelief, thinking she was crazy. Chapter 2842. Officer, I'm not lying to you. It's him, but why would he want to kill you? The officer looked at Zhang Manlin in confusion, because Zhang Manlin realized that she couldn't say it directly. She couldn't say that he wanted to kill her because she was a traitor. So, she said, maybe it's because I accidentally found out some of his secrets. Ms. Zhang, are you sure it's Hua Xiqian, the president of the Hua Corporation? He doesn't have the same name, right? Yes, it's him. I'm sure. Do you have any proof? The officer asked. I saw him with my own eyes. He almost strangled me to death. Why are you asking me for proof? Zhang Manlin was furious. The problem is, what if you're making false accusations? We can't arrest him just because you said so. The officer felt wronged. Go check the hospital surveillance. If he came in through the door, the hallway surveillance must have caught it. It can't be wrong. Zhang Manlin remembered that when Hua Xiqian strangled her, he was mumbling something about how he was going to get away if the video caught him. Li, go check the surveillance, one of the officers said to the other. Okay. 15 minutes later, the officer came back. How is it? Did you see it? No, the hospital surveillance broke during maintenance today. The entire hospital can't use it. There's no way to check it. He must have asked someone to do it. I'm telling you, Hua Xiqian is very powerful. Yin Ruoxi is the mayor's daughter. So, he can do whatever he wants in this city. You have to believe me, officer. Ms. Zhang, we still have the same question. You have no proof. How can we believe you? You can ask our president, Mr. Qin Chu. He knows a lot about Hua Xiqian. If those things are exposed, Hua Xiqian will be executed. You can call Mr. Qin. Call President Qin? It's already so late. Isn't it not good? One of the policemen was a little embarrassed. That's right. I heard that CEO Qin is a good friend of our Municipal Public Security Bureau's Commissioner Gao. If we disturb him in the middle of the night, won't we be put on hold? The other one was also scared. No, President Qin is the boss of our group. He will definitely stand up for our employees. Zhang Manlin didn't give up. Ms. Zhang, how about this? It's already very late. You should rest early. We'll come back tomorrow to record your statement. Okay? No. If you dare to leave, I'll call the media and say that you police officers don't do your jobs. You take our taxpayers' money, but refuse to do anything for us and protect the rich. I'll expose you black-hearted police officers. Zhang Manlin was crazy. She would bite anyone she saw. Does your friend have a history of mental illness? The police officer ignored Zhang Manlin and asked the security guard, Zhang Shubao. I'm not sure either. I haven't known her for long, and we're both new employees of GK. Zhang Shubao didn't dare to answer. I'm not mentally ill. Every word I said is true. It's really Huasiqian. Hurry up and arrest him. What should we do? The two policemen were in a dilemma. How about we call our director and ask him to contact Commissioner Gao? He can ask President Qin in a roundabout way. After all, she's an employee of his company, right? One of them suggested. Chapter 2843. Then, that's the only way. The two officers were afraid that the woman would continue to make trouble with the media. If she tarnished the reputation of the police station, she would definitely be punished. So, one of the officers comforted Zhang Manlin in the ward while the other went out to call the director to report the incident. In the end, the director of the police station came out and called Gao Ran in a humble voice. Gao Ran risked his life to call Qin Chu again. Finally, there was a response. Half an hour later, the officer returned to the ward. What did they say? The officer glanced at Zhang Manlin and said, President Qin said that these two people were employees of his company and didn't do it. However, he didn't know what the woman said about the inside story of Huasiqian. President Qin isn't familiar with Huasiqian, so he didn't understand what Ms. Zhang said. What? How is that possible? Qin Chu, he said that? Zhang Manlin was dumbfounded. Oh right, President Qin also said, what else did he say? The other officer asked. CEO Qin said that this young lady and this security guard might be in a relationship. They're not a couple at all. Also, according to the company's response, Ms. Zhang has some emotional problems. He suggested that we send her to a mental health center for testing. Qin Chu, I hate you. Zhang Manlin's last hope was shattered. Not only would Qin Chu not protect her, but he would also kick her when she was down. There's one more thing that we verified. Li said. What is it? Tonight, Ms. Zhang said that President would try to kill her and came to her room to strangle her. At that time, President Hua had a witness. Just now, a reporter took a picture of President Hua and the head of Angel Charity, Mr. Chui Jinwu, drinking tea and having supper at the Hilton Hotel. So, the witness didn't come at all. This Ms. Zhang is full of nonsense. Then, the officer looked at Zhang Manlin with disdain. He felt that he and his colleagues had been tortured by a lunatic in the middle of the night for so long. They were even scolded by the director. How could this be? No, don't believe them. They're putting on an act. I saw it with my own eyes. Zhang Manlin corrected. Miss Zhang, please pay attention to your words. You're just a commoner without any status or status. Why would these big shots put on an act for you? Also, I think you're not only mentally ill, but also paranoid. Let's go. We're done for the day. How unlucky. I was tricked by a mentally ill person in the middle of the night and even got scolded by the director. After saying that, the two young policemen turned around and left. Don't go. Listen to me. Zhang Manlin tried to make one last struggle. Zhang Manlin, you're really something. I can't believe you told the police that I raped you. You even wrote and directed a story about how you were almost strangled to death. You're really mentally unstable. At this moment, even Zhang Shubao wanted to despise Zhang Manlin. What is a country bumpkin like you know? It's complicated. Zhang Manlin roared. No matter how complicated it is, it's not as complicated as your heart. I'm just confused. You were born in the countryside, right? How can you be so calculative? You're always talking about this and that. Why don't you take a look at yourself? Do you think those big shots care about you? Whether it's President Hua or President Qin, are they people you can compare to? Zhang Shubao asked with disdain. I'll definitely get my revenge. I won't let them go. I'll kill them all. Zhang Manlin sat on the hospital bed and screamed. Chapter 2844. Look at you now, who can you kill? I don't think I'm a heartless man. Since I slept with you, I want to be responsible for you. Even if you don't have a pretty face, I don't mind. If you're willing, you can resign and come with me. We'll go back to our hometown. I'll take the money President Qin gave us and sell my house. We'll go back to the foot of the mountain and build a 3-story bungalow. Then, we'll live like our parents. What do you think? Zhang Shubao had never been in a relationship before, so he had been thinking about Zhang Manlin ever since he met her. Even if his buddies told him that Zhang Manlin was a scheming bitch and wasn't suitable for him, he still wouldn't give up. So, in the middle of the night, he secretly came to see her. After seeing Zhang Manlin's miserable state, he couldn't bear to see her like this. So, he said what he just said. The truth was, Zhang Shubao didn't mind Zhang Manlin's situation at all. He wanted to take her back to his hometown and live a peaceful life. He had done everything he could. If it were any other girl, they would probably be moved to tears. Unfortunately, Zhang Manlin wasn't like any other girl. She had always thought that she wasn't an ordinary person. She always wanted to live in the upper class. To be honest, she was jealous of Huamin. He drove a sports car worth millions at such a young age. He lived in a mansion worth more than 400 million yuan, had a bunch of maids, and didn't have to do anything himself. She was also respected at Southside. Most importantly, she had such an outstanding man who loved her deeply. So, she had always wanted to replace Huamin. In the past, Hua Xiqian asked her to imitate Huamin, but she just did it mechanically. It wasn't until later, when she saw Huamin in person, that she was even more stimulated. She wanted everything about Huamin. Unfortunately, things didn't turn out the way she wanted. Not only did her wishful dreams not come true, but she also didn't. Furthermore, he had implicated her and made her look neither human nor ghost. Go with you? Haha, dream on. I'd rather die than go back with you. Don't pretend to be a good person here. You're just a disgusting rapist. In my eyes, you're just an idiot. How can you compare yourself to the man in my heart? Zhang Manlin sneered. Who's the real idiot here? You know best in your heart. Since that's the case, I won't say much. You're on your own now. With that, Zhang Shubao turned around. Zhang Manlin picked up the bag of fruits he bought and threw it at him. Take away your cheap goods, and don't ever let me see you again, country bumpkin. Zhang Manlin threatened. At this moment, Zhang Shubao only felt that he was really cheap to the extreme. Why would he like such a vicious woman? In a certain nightclub in Sea City, inside the Emperor private room, a group of men and women were dancing and singing, but some people felt particularly lonely in such an atmosphere. Shen Mingxi was one of them. Young Master Shen, have a drink. During this time, many long-legged models came over to flatter him, but Shen Mingxi drove them all away. No, I want to drink by myself. Shen Mingxi was already slightly tipsy. Just then, a rich young master walked over with his phone and put his arm around Shen Mingxi's shoulder. Young Master Shen, look, your woman spent the night at that perverted lawyer's house again. She went in an hour ago and turned off the lights. It seems like she doesn't want to come out. It has nothing to do with me. We've already broken up. Shen Mingxi's heart ached when he said this. Chapter 2845. I know. What I mean is, why did you fall for such a slutty woman? It's not like you. The man laughed disdainfully. In the past, Shen Mingxi would have punched the man in front of him to the ground. He couldn't stand it when people talked bad about Hua Yinyan. But now, other than a cold smile, he didn't have any other reaction. Perhaps his heart was broken. She was willing to climb into an old man's bed to save her mother, who had done all kinds of bad things. Back then, I guess I was blind. Shen Mingxi laughed at himself. Hey, that's not a big deal, but it's a little ugly. I heard that she hooked up with this lawyer before you guys broke up. Isn't she cheating on you? Young Master Shen, we've known each other for a long time. My family is both legal and illegal. Just say the word, and I'll stand up for you. What do you think? No need. Shen Mingxi shook his head. Why? Aren't you angry? I think the worst thing you can do is break their legs. If word gets out that she cheated on you, it'll be embarrassing. The rich young master was trying to stir up trouble. Unfortunately, Shen Mingxi was never an impulsive person. It's all in the past. Since we broke up, we're strangers. There's no need to do this. It's meaningless. Then, Shen Mingxi picked up his wine glass and poured himself a drink. The rich young master turned around and danced with the model. His phone was on the coffee table. Shen Mingxi raised his head and inadvertently caught sight of the photo that someone had secretly taken just now. In the photo, Hui Yinyan was wearing black stockings. Her long hair was curled and dyed maroon. She looked much better than before, but she was less plain and more coquettish. This wasn't the Hui Yinyan he used to know. The Hui Yinyan he knew was the kind of person who called him Mingxi shyly, cooked for him, and washed his clothes when she was on her period. The woman who wore cartoon pajamas and lay in his arms while watching One Piece. The woman in the photo was more like a demon. Shen Mingxi once again felt a dull pain in his heart. He took out his phone and posted on his WeChat moments. If you take a wrong turn, remember to turn back. If you love the wrong person, remember to let go. I don't remember if I saw this sentence on Weibo or somewhere else. In short, at this moment, it was a good medicine to comfort myself. Yes, just treat it as a misplaced love. The woman he thought was his true love had now become a passerby. It wasn't that he didn't love her, but that he couldn't love her anymore. Was he too stupid? A month ago, he was still thinking about how to tell his family about the wedding. He had always felt that Hui Yinyan's parents were no longer around, and she was pitiful enough. Therefore, he wanted to give her a proper position and a proper wedding. Now, haha, Shen Mingxi sneered. At this moment, there were a lot of comments on her phone. He looked at them coldly. They were all unrelated people. On the other hand, Tang Chuan replied, "You're a typical person who won't shed tears until you see the coffin. You won't turn back until you hit the southern wall." Shen Mingxi replied to Tang Chuan, "Now that you've shed tears, you've turned back." Tang Chuan replied, "Then everything happened in a hurry. These are no big deal. 10 years later, they'll all be dishes with wine." Fuck. Shen Mingxi replied to Tang Chuan, "Thanks for comforting me, bro." Tang Chuan continued to reply, "You're sure you don't want to go to the court tomorrow, right?" Chapter 2846. I'm not going. Shen Mingxi was determined not to get involved in this matter. Very good. You did the right thing. You're the right position. Tang Chuan felt comforted. The next morning, after dressing up, Hui Yinyan went out with Lawyer Wang, planning to defend her mother in court. However, as soon as they opened the door, they saw 2 police cars. The 2 of them were confused. "Wang Jialai, is that you?" the leading police officer asked. "That's me. You're the head of Ming Zhuang law firm, right?" "Yes, that's me." "What's the matter, police officer?" Lawyer Wang was also confused. "You're suspected of sexually assaulting an underage girl. Based on the client's report, we're taking you back to assist in the investigation. This is an arrest warrant from the police station." "What? Did you get the wrong person?" The bald lawyer's face changed drastically. "You know very well whether we got the wrong person or not. 3 months ago, you used your identity as a lawyer and pretended to help Sun Xiaomin, an out-of-school girl, in her civil lawsuit. She's not even 18 years old yet. Now that she's reported you, we've done a lot of investigation and found that the evidence is conclusive. Police officer, you can't just listen to that damn girl's one-sided story. I'm innocent. She tried to blackmail me, but failed. That's why she said that. She's slandering me. Plus, when she showed me her ID card, it said she was 20 years old. I didn't know she was underage. You can't blame me for this." "Lawyer Wang, calm down. We're the police, so don't worry. We won't accuse you wrongly. You're only assisting in the investigation. If you didn't, we'll give you justice. So, if you have anything to say, keep it to yourself. When you get to the police station, tell our colleagues who'll take your statement. It's useless to talk to me now. Take him away." Then, the police officer ordered, and 2 subordinates immediately came up and took Wang Jialai away. "Hey, what are you doing? I still have an important case to attend to. Can't you wait for me to come back?" In his extreme dissatisfaction, the old pervert was taken away by the police. Hui Yinyan immediately felt uncomfortable. She clenched her fists. She knew that Qin Chu or Su Yu must be behind this. Otherwise, why did it have to happen on the way to the court instead of being arrested earlier? He simply didn't give Hui Yinyan any time to think of a countermeasure. She risked her courage and slept with the old pervert several times, thinking that he would obediently go to court, but she did not expect that such a thing would happen at this critical juncture. This is so infuriating. After that, Hui Yinyan picked up her phone and called some of her friends for help. Yinyan, I've already asked around. No one dares to take your mother's case. I heard someone said that whoever dares to take the case is courting death. You can't blame them. However, the most important thing right now is that I think you should give it a try. After all, you've been organizing the information for so long. You should understand some of the key points. If you can't do it, you can defend your mother yourself. Try it and see if you can get off lightly. Then, you won't have wasted all this time. I'm defending her? Can I? Hui Yinyan was confused. Why not? The problem is that no one is willing to help you right now. Just give it a try. After all, it's a desperate attempt. Someone advised Hui Yinyan. Okay, Hui Yinyan braced herself and drove to the court alone. Chapter 28:47. As the parents of the twins, Qin Chu and Huamin were the plaintiff's family. Therefore, they would not be attending the trial. This was already reported by the media a long time ago. Therefore, when Huayin appeared at the entrance of the courtroom alone, she was immediately surrounded by a large group of reporters. Madam Hua, I heard that you've done a lot for today's case. Madam Hua, do you think you have a good chance of winning today? Do you think you'll be satisfied with the outcome? I heard that lawyer Wang Jialai has taken over the case. Why isn't he here in person? Someone also said that you've broken up with the president of the Shun Corporation. Is that true? Did you think that things would end up like this when you interfered with President Shun's marriage as a third party? I heard that your relationship with Deputy Director Hua is strained. Are you really going to disregard your sisterly relationship this time? You're half-sisters, aren't you? Did your brother, Hua Xiqian, help you with this case? If your mother loses today's case, will you continue to appeal? Did you break up with President Shun because of this case? Or was there another third party involved? Can you tell us more about it? I heard that you're the only one who will be here today. President Qin and Deputy Director Hua won't be here. Did you meet in private before this? Will you reconcile? Someone even said that you spent 1,000,000 yuan and slept with Lawyer Wang. Is that true? Someone took a picture of you staying overnight at Lawyer Wang's place last night. Did you two have an affair, or did you announce your relationship? After all, Lawyer Wang's ex-wife passed away many years ago. Most of the reporters were people who liked to add insult to injury. Their questions were also extremely harsh. Therefore, Hui Yinyan's face turned pale when she heard the questions. If she and Wang Jialai were here today, she might still be in the mood to deal with the reporters. But now, she really didn't have the leisure to talk nonsense with them. Everyone, I'm sorry. This is a family matter, and I can't talk about it. Please pay more attention to social issues, charity issues, and medical issues. Don't pay attention to an ordinary citizen like me. I'm going to court now, so I can't talk about it. Excuse me. Hua Yinyan was wearing a pair of coffee-colored sunglasses. She lowered her head and dismissed the media with a few words. Whether it was her breakup with Shun Mingxi, her relationship with Wang Jialai, her private reconciliation with Huamin, or today's case, she didn't even want to say another word. God knew how bad her mood was right now. Just like that, Hui Yinyan walked through the crowd with her head lowered and entered the courtroom. Around 8:30, all the court personnel had arrived and were waiting for the police to escort the criminal over for the trial. Ever since Hui Yinyan came back, she had only seen her mother once. After that, she was told that she was not allowed to visit her mother again. Therefore, she missed her mother quite a lot. She didn't know what her mother, who loved to look beautiful, was like now. Was he already haggard beyond recognition? Had he aged more than 10 years? Would he have white hair? Hui Yinyan was actually very immature. Because her mother was too domineering, she always made decisions for her and her younger brother. All these years, she didn't have the ability to analyze and deal with things on her own. Basically, she couldn't do anything big. The only reason she pursued Shen Mingxi was because she had a crush on him when she was young. 20 minutes passed. Hui Yinyan kept looking at her watch. Why aren't they here yet? She was a little impatient. Just then, the court personnel rushed in. Oh no, the police car escorting the criminal has an accident. Hui Yinyan was shocked when she heard this. Chapter 2848. What happened? Hui Yinyan asked anxiously. The police car that was transporting the criminals collided with a small truck. They've all been sent to the hospital. We don't know if they're still alive. What? Hui Yinyan, who had been sitting down, suddenly stood up. Which hospital? It's closest to Southside, so they've been sent there, the staff said. Without another word, Hui Yinyan grabbed her bag and rushed out. Then, she drove straight to Southside Recuperation Center. Southside Recuperation Center was called a recuperation center, but it was more for emergency treatment and difficult surgeries. Huamin had strict requirements for surgical techniques. Southside Recuperation Center was also famous for treating patients, so more people came to visit. Even some rich people and dignitaries from other provinces would come here to recuperate and treat their illnesses. Hearing that her mother was in an accident and had been sent to Southside Recuperation Center, Yin Yin was on the verge of breaking down. Southside Recuperation Center 10 minutes ago, Huamin received a notice from the hospital that people had been sent to the scene of the accident. One of them was severely injured and needed immediate surgery. She rushed down from the office and found that the injured person was Shun Jiani. Deputy Director, what do we do now? We need the patient's family to sign the papers. Then, we'll start the surgery immediately, Huamin said. I heard that she's a criminal. Maybe we shouldn't save her. I don't think she'll survive, the doctor said casually. To his surprise, Huamin glanced at the doctor's face coldly. As a medical staff, how could you have such thoughts? Deputy Director, I don't say anything else. Listen to me. Everyone get ready. We'll start the surgery in 10 minutes. You guys stop the bleeding and give her oxygen. Then, Huamin took off his white coat and was about to go in and change into a sterile surgical gown. Huamin! Suddenly, an ear-piercing scream was heard. Huamin turned around and saw Hui Yinyan. You came just in time. Hurry up and sign the papers so that we can operate on your mother, Huamin urged impatiently. Are you going to do it? Hui Yinyan glared at Huamin with hostility. Yes, I'll do it. Huamin nodded. She had checked Shinjiani's condition just now. She was suffering from intracranial hemorrhage. The situation was very urgent. At this time, a delicate brain surgeon must perform the operation. However, it was still early, and the other excellent brain surgeons did not come to work at all. Even if they waited for them to arrive, it would be too late, even if they were delayed by 30 minutes on the road. Therefore, Huamin decided to do it herself. There was no good or bad in front of patient. Even if Shinjiani was her enemy, she would try her best to save her. Then, he would wait for the judgment of the law. Yes, Huamin was such a stubborn person. He was extremely serious about his work. If Mr. Qin knew that she was going to operate on Shinjiani right now, he would be furious. Do you think I'll let you take advantage of this opportunity to kill my mother? Hui Yinyan sneered. Hui Yinyan, what do you mean by that? Huamin frowned slightly. He could hear the slander in Hui Yinyan's tone. Don't you know what I mean? We were going to go to court today, but you used despicable methods. First, you got Wang Jialai arrested, and then I had no lawyer. Then, you deliberately caused a car accident to kill my mother. Seeing that my mother didn't die, you sent her to Southside for surgery. Are you going to do whatever you want her? Hui Yinyan's tone was vicious. Haha, so that's what you think. Huamin sneered. Isn't that right? You and your wife are scumbags to the core. You got a good series of schemes, but aren't you afraid that you'll lose your virtue by doing this? Chapter 2849. Immoral? Hui Yinyan, what are you doing? Let me tell you, I'm a doctor. I'm not just treating your mother like this. Even if a heinous person was sent here today, I would still do the surgery and try my best to save him. As for whether he'll be executed or jailed after he wakes up, that has nothing to do with me. I only know that I'm a doctor, and I only do what I'm supposed to do. TSK, TSK. You're so great, Huamin. You're such a saint. Do you want me to write a poem to praise you? Do you want all the media to come here and praise you? You're noble, you're a good person, and you're the kindest person in the world, okay? Well, Yin, I don't have time to talk nonsense with you. Your mother's condition is critical. If she doesn't get the surgery in time, her life will be in danger. Don't try to scare me. I know all about your tricks. Don't even think about touching my mother. Let me tell you, even if she's a criminal, you have no right to judge her. Your mother has an intracranial hemorrhage. She's in critical condition. I want to transfer to another hospital. I won't let you touch her here. The first hospital in Southside belonged to you. I want to transfer to the Third People's Hospital. Hua Yinyin confronted Huamin and wanted to transfer to another hospital. Are you kidding me? You want to transfer to another hospital at this time? I'm afraid she'll die in less than 5 minutes. Huamin was also furious. He really couldn't communicate with these people who didn't understand medicine. Don't try to scare me. I won't fall for it. To tell you the truth, I don't believe you. Didn't you say that my mother had to die that day? Your trap was really ruthless, but you wanted to do the surgery on my mother and take the opportunity to kill her. Then, when you came out, you'd say that you tried your best, but my mother still couldn't be saved, right? I didn't. Huamin was serious. Indeed, he didn't. In front of a patient, there was only a critical condition. Huamin didn't have time to think about other things. Let's not talk about this anymore. Hurry up and push my mother out. We want to transfer to another hospital. I'll deal with you guys later. Huayin stood at the door and yelled, Your mother is in no condition to be transferred to another hospital. If she moves, her life will be in danger. Huamin warned again. That's my business. Cut the crap. Give me the man, or I'll call the police. Vice principal, give it to her. This woman doesn't know what's good for her. She's courting death, so don't blame us. A few of Hua Min's assistants, who were preparing for the surgery, consoled him in a low voice. Huamin really couldn't bear to see a person who could still be saved walk towards death. Can't you hear me? Huamin, do you want me to call the media here and expose your hospital? Look at how evil your doctors are. You're an idiot who doesn't know what's good for you. Hurry up and take your mother away. Our vice principal kindly wants to operate on her, but you don't appreciate it. Instead, you're here nagging. You're so fucking stupid. Get out of here. A male doctor couldn't stand it anymore and cursed at Huayin. Did you see that? This is the quality of the doctors at Southside, huh? Huayin felt even more superior. Vice principal, we can't do it anymore. We'll be the scapegoat. We have to give up on this surgery. Give her the man. The head nurse also tried to persuade Huamin. Huayin, if something happens to your mother, don't regret it. Don't blame me for not warning you. Huamin gritted his teeth angrily and looked at Huayin. Chapter 2850. I don't need you to remind me. Hurry up and hand her over. Huayin didn't trust Huamin at all. It was as if someone had cast a spell on her. She wanted Shenjiani, vice director. The doctors wanted to say something. Give her the patient. Okay, we'll push her out now. The doctors were overjoyed to see Huamin relenting. They were afraid that the crazy woman in front of them would continue to make a fuss. Plus, if the operation failed, wouldn't the responsibility be even greater? Of course, they didn't know Huamin's real thoughts. They only thought that the vice director was being stubborn. After the paramedics pushed Shun Jiani out, Huayin immediately called for an ambulance to take them away. Mom, hang in there. You'll be fine. Don't be afraid. Huayin was terrified to see her mother bleeding like a river. Huamin looked at their backs and sighed in a low voice. Huh. Shinjiani was in a car accident. I wonder how the others are doing? Huamin suddenly thought of this serious problem. The others are all lightly injured. Shinjiani was the most seriously injured. I heard that she was rear-ended. The policemen in front of her were only lightly injured. Huamin looked thoughtful. She picked up her phone and wanted to call Qin Shu. But she remembered that some things couldn't be said over the phone. It involved a lot of privacy and secrets, so she gave up the idea. But 10 minutes later, the bodyguards pushed open the door to Huamin's office. A young lady, Mr. Qin asked us to take you home. Now, Huamin was slightly surprised. Yes, but I'm at work. Huamin was shocked. We don't know. It's Mr. Qin's idea. Maybe he has something urgent to talk to you about, the bodyguard said. Then, all right, wait for me. I'll come out once I'm done with this. No, sir said that we must leave immediately. A young lady, don't make things difficult for us. or we won't be able to keep our jobs. The bodyguard also knew that Huamin had a good heart, so he used this as an excuse. All right, let's go then. Although she didn't know why Qin Shu was looking for her, she guessed that something big must have happened since the bodyguard looked so serious. Huamin left Southside Recuperation Center in an RV led by the bodyguards. Hua Yin returned to Southside again and cursed at Huamin at the door. Huamin, come out. You and I are mortal enemies. It turned out that on the way to the transfer hospital, Huayan's mother, Shun Jiani, died because of intracranial hemorrhage. When they arrived at the Third People's Hospital, the doctor took her pulse and found that her pulse and heart were no longer beating. Her brain was also dead. It seemed that she had been dead for a few minutes, but Huayan didn't know about it. The doctor couldn't stand Huayan's crying and screaming. He tried to resuscitate her with electric shock, but there was no response. In the end, he announced that the patient was brain dead. Huayan couldn't accept this fact. She dragged her body back to the entrance of the First People's Hospital. Then, she pushed all the blame on Huamin. The commotion attracted many patients and family members to come over and watch. Shinjiani's body was lying behind Huayan. It was a horrifying sight. The security guards of Southside came to disperse the crowd, but Huayan threatened to kill herself. Our deputy director made it very clear that he didn't want you to transfer to another hospital. He planned to resuscitate your mother, but you insisted on doing so. Now that your mother is dead, you come back to cause trouble. Are you trying to blackmail us? How can you do this? You're so immoral. One of Huamin's female doctors couldn't stand it anymore. She pointed at Huayan and scolded her. Chapter 2851. It's none of your business. Where's Huamin? Tell her to come out. I want her to give me an explanation. What explanation? You're being unreasonable and didn't listen to our advice. Now that she's dead, you're making a scene here. Disgusting. You guys go call the police. The female doctor pointed at the security guards. Soon, the police arrived. So what if you're the police? The doctor at Southside killed my mother on purpose. Where's the justice in this? Huayan said arrogantly. This isn't a place to make a scene. You're disrupting the order of the hospital. Come with us. Why should I go with you? You're disrupting public order. The hospital called the police. Do you know that? The police were annoyed. Don't you dare touch me. I'll sue you for molesting me. Huayan pretended to take off her clothes. The young police officers were so scared that they stepped back. No one dared to step forward, afraid of being blackmailed. Captain Ma, what should we do? Call the municipal bureau for help. The police officers could tell that Huayan wasn't an ordinary person. Since the victim was a felon, many people were involved. Half an hour after the police officers reported what happened, Gao Ran arrived with his team. Good timing. Aren't you a good friend of Chief was? Did you guys really collude with each other? Huayan stared at Gao Ran and said sarcastically, Woman, you're really pushing your luck. Come, take her away, Gao Ran said angrily. What? I didn't do anything wrong. Why are you taking me away? Huayan looked up at Gao Ran provocatively. You're disrupting the hospital. Do you know how much of an impact you've brought to the hospital and the patients by making a scene here? I don't know. I only know that Huamin and Qin Chu set up a series of schemes to kill my mother. Huayan insisted. You have to have evidence before you speak. You can't just slander me for no reason. Everyone, come and take a look. The chief of the Municipal Public Security Bureau is friends with that couple, so he's biased towards them. This society is really too dark. We commoners can't live. Huayan had even instigated everyone to stir up the relationship between the public and the police. Huayan, I've realized that you're really shameless, aren't you? Your mother is a felon. How can you say that she's an innocent commoner? Why didn't you tell everyone that your mother kidnapped someone else's child and wanted to kill the hostage? After Gao Ran finished speaking, the crowd began to point at Huayan. Oh, so she's the kidnapper's daughter. How scary. What are you waiting for? Take him away. If you dare to touch me, I'll sue you for molesting me. Anne was about to take off her jacket and throw a tantrum again. You two go and take her to the police car. Take her body back to the Municipal Public Security Bureau and let Dr. Lin do an autopsy to determine the cause of death. Follow the legal procedures. At Gao Ran's command, 2 female police officers came out from behind him. They walked up to Hui Yin, grabbed her by the arm, and forced her into the police car. Shen Jianni's body was also taken away to be processed. This farce finally came to an end. At this moment, inside Alexei's ramen. Hubby, you call me here in such a hurry just to eat noodles with you? Huamin was brought to Alexei's ramen behind Second High School by the bodyguard and the driver. Qin Shu was wearing a black short-sleeved shirt. He sat there with 2 bowls of noodles in front of him. It was obvious that he was waiting for Huamin. Hurry up and eat. It'll get cold soon. Qin Shu thoughtfully picked up a pair of chopsticks and handed it to Huamin. Honey, I skipped work to eat noodles with you. This isn't right. I have to go back. I still have a few surgeries to do. Huamin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Chapter 28:52. Sit down first. Qin Shu waved his hand, his tone extremely gentle. Okay. Huamin knew that Qin Shu wasn't someone who would forcefully interfere with her work. At the very least, he wasn't someone who didn't know what was important. Therefore, she obediently sat down across from Qin Shu. Eat the noodles first. Good girl. If you have any questions, we can talk about them after we're full. Qin Shu comforted her. Okay. Looking at the steaming hot noodles, Huamin lowered her head and ate with relish. During this time, Qin Shu kept putting beef from his bowl in Huamin's bowl. Eat more. You've been working very hard recently. Huh. Aren't you afraid that I'll become as fat as a pig? Huamin laughed. No. As long as you become as fat as a pig, then you won't attract so many people's attention. Qin Shu said in a very low voice. Huamin didn't hear him clearly. Huh? What did you just say, honey? Can you speak louder? Nothing, let's eat. Just like that, the couple sat in Alexei's ramen and ate the steaming hot noodles. After Huamin finished the last mouthful of noodles in his bowl, he wiped the corners of his mouth with satisfaction and took a sip of soda. Honey, can you tell me now? Shen Jianni was in a car accident and was sent to your hospital, right? Yeah, right. I was about to ask you, was Shen Jianni's accident really an accident? Or did you ask someone to do something to her? Huamin suddenly asked. If I told you that I asked someone to do it and hit her, would you hate me? Qin Shu looked at Huamin and asked seriously. Huamin, to be honest, Huamin didn't know how to answer Qin Shu's sudden question because he hadn't considered it before. Is it hard to answer? No, I'm just not mentally prepared. To be honest, if this was the old me, I might have thought it was wrong, but now, as the child's parents, I don't think you did anything wrong. If you want us to be merciful now, why didn't Shen Jianni and he Yongjun be merciful to us back then? If something happens to Little Bean and Pudding, it'll be too late for us to say anything. That's why I understand that you're a father who loves his daughter. Even if it's a little extreme or dishonorable, I'll still support you. Honey, I'm very happy that you can say that. I also know that you don't care about your identity and are willing to perform the surgery on her because there are no boundaries in front of patients. I can understand that, Qin Shu said. Hubby, am I too much of a saint? Huamin licked the corner of his mouth. No, it has nothing to do with Mother Teresa. As a qualified medical staff, perhaps this is the most basic duty. If I have to find a problem, it may be that my wife is too rigid, too pretentious. She does things too methodically. Wow, so many problems. Huamin laughed. But even with so many problems, Huamin is still the woman I love the most. Mr. Qin, is today a confession day? Is it okay for you to show off your love to me like this? Huamin looked at him with a red face and a smile. Qin Shu reached out his hand and gently placed it on the back of Huamin's hand. Mian, Shen Jianni is dead. Dead? Just now? Although she had expected this, she was still a little surprised. Yes, just now. Qin Shu nodded. So, you were afraid that Hui Yin would come back to the hospital and cause trouble for me. So you got someone to get me out, right? Huamin suddenly understood why her husband did this. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support And don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.